Yeah, no, like, I don't know how some of these people even become, like, critics, for their score to be taken into consideration because, like, some of these people, I'm just like, "Who are you guys? What have you done to be a critic?" 70? The magic is lost in the empty spaces. May not be as obvious to you as it is to me. That's why I'm giving in and recommending Pragmata on its strength of its strong gameplay profile and well-constructed loops and structures, even though part of me would have liked there to be a bit of edge beneath the cool exterior alongside all the great design. Eh? I don't even know what that means, to be honest. I don't even know what any of that means. I don't know what any of that means. Lavier, what's up? How you doing? I can have a little bit of music in the background. Let me turn it down. There we go. Back to sleep. Have fun. Pragmata is amazing. I haven't finished it. Last time, let me stop blinding you while I'm talking about this. When I last talked to you guys, I was saying that I'm probably about halfway through. After recording today, I would say that I'm probably on the lead up to the end. So, you know, when you're playing a game and you're not heading into like the final finale, you know, you're not there yet, but you're on like maybe the stage before the finale stage. So you're like leading up to that. I think that's where I'm at. I'm actually known as King Smash. You should probably change your name then to not being something entirely different. Yeah, I'm on like I think I'm on the lead up to like the end. The lead up to the end. I think I'm at like 15 hours. Indeed. You were just watching the pod. Yeah, the podcast I do talk about my thoughts and feelings and stuff about Pragmata on there. I appreciate you letting me know. I got Wilds on PC and holy crap, it's beautiful. Yay. Well, I would guess that I would probably end the campaign in let me think. I'm at 15. I'd probably guess 20 hours. There's side content, yeah. Yeah, I would say I'd probably finish the campaign maybe in 5 hours. But I've not listened to any spoilers about anything from the reviews today, and people said there is actually stuff to do after the campaign and it's definitely worth doing, but they don't want to spoil it. So, yeah. We will have more to do after that. Adonis, thank you for 16 months. Welcome back. Thank you so much. Imagine it turns into Monster Hunter after. Have you ever milked a cow? Would you like to try? No and no. It turns literally into Mega Man. Yeah. A lot of 90s. These are acceptable. When we start getting lower than that, that's when it's not acceptable at all. Not acceptable. Okay, IGN France. Strong dual character, but quickly dragged down by repetition, lack of challenge, and a weak narrative. Disagree! You're just wrong! You're just wrong! Lackluster story? Incorrect! Characters? Incorrect! Why is it to be determined? I am playing Replace tomorrow, yeah. I am indeed. What's up, Spartan? How you doing? Pragmata is almost here. We're going to be doing one big stream of it on the 16th. Yeah. And then there's going to be Let's Plays going up every day. Although it's going to be kind of weird because like streaming it day one is going to be, I mean, if I can do 12 hours, it's like a solid chunk of the game. And then you're going to have Let's Plays covering like 15 hours. And then I'm going to come back and finish it. So it's going to be a little weird, but yeah. I think the Let's Plays are still good because it's going to be my first reaction to everything. Whereas the stream on the 16th will be going through stuff that I've seen already. But I want to finish the game with you guys. I don't want to record anymore, and I don't want to do that. I want to finish it first reaction on stream. Yep. Some of these people are idiots. They don't know what they're talking about. Not to be trusted. Do not trust IGN Japan. Japan? No, they probably love it. I meant France. I was thinking about going to Japan. There was another Pragmata video, too. We're going to watch that. Aries, thank you for 125 months. That's crazy. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. I think I definitely will play slower when streaming it. I definitely will play slower. Where is it? I literally just saw it. I mean, I guess we can look at that. I saw that they uploaded it. This one. Oh, it was 9 hours ago. My bad. My bad. GTA 5 news is insane. What's the news? Is it in gaming? Rockstar Games made over $5 billion just from shark cards in GTA Online. Oh, leaked financial records. Oh, that's kind of what I expected them to make. How can I find this? Financial metrics. This is all from a year ago. I see this tweet. Is there a link to actual information, or is it just a tweet? One player in the US spent $1 million on the Megalodon shark cards. Disgusting. What's up, Rowdier? How you doing? You're reading data wrong. 1 million is how much they made that day on that specific shark card on that specific console. It's not one guy. Apparently they're dumb. What are shark cards? I have no idea. Persuasive, thank you for 2 years. Big. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. I can find it on Twitter. Just close your eyes for a second. GTA 5. What's an RMT? Is it just this? Like, where's the actual information? Hey, look, there's us. Rockstar Games got posted. Nothing really important in it other than GTA 5 makes a lot of money. Truly shocking information. Yeah. As of February, this was 3 days ago. It's just that they make a lot of money, basically. Duh. Yeah. Wow. Can't believe it. It's because it's about California, Sparty. Celia, what's up? What's up? Two of my friends are in Akiba right now. I wish I was in Japan right now and coming back this week, but I'm not. I'm leaving on the 17th. I'm so sad I can't stream the entire Pragmata with you guys, but it's okay. It's okay. Oh, right, announcement. This is a teaser for an announcement. Oh, our favorite game, Analysts. Got a new trailer, guys. Oh my god. What is this? Looks scary and funny. They do have the recon video. Yeah. Sad timing, I know. Well, so we were going to have the wedding at the beginning of our trip, which means that we would have left closer to the 28th heading there. And then have like a bit of time in Japan after the wedding to do stuff and then come home. But that is Golden Week. Golden Week starts the day after we leave. If you don't know what Golden Week is, it's when everyone in Japan has a week off. Everyone in Japan, a whole week off. So do not go to Japan during Golden Week because you're already dealing with a lot of tourists, right? But also you're dealing with Japanese tourists. So everywhere is just packed. Everywhere is completely packed. So we were going to leave on like the 27th, have the wedding happen, and then we were just going to enjoy the rest of our time and then leave. But like, we're only going for 11 days. Technically, it's 10 days because of travel. Technically, it's actually 9 days because of travel. So we didn't want to spend the basically 1 week that we have to do stuff in Golden Week. I loved Requiem. Requiem was great. It was really, really good. Yeah, it's great to have just a whole week off. It's freaking great because it covers all of these things. Showa Day, Constitution Memorial Day, Greenery Day, Children's Day. Covers the whole thing. So they just have a week off because it's a bunch of things all at once. Yeah. So that would have been way better although I would have been gone when Saros launched, so that's also not great. But Pragmata means more to me than Saros. I'm very excited for Saros, though. But yeah, we're basically, with the wedding and traveling, we have like 1 week to just see anything in Japan. So that's why we're going when we're going. What's releasing when? Congrats on the wedding. Me? Why me? Me? I don't want to go to a wedding. Although it's actually not really a wedding. It's actually the fun part of a wedding because my brother-in-law is already married. So they're basically just having a big dinner and then going to karaoke. So yeah. All reception all the time. Exactly. Yep. Thank you. Safety on the flights. Let's freaking hope so. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad about dying, but I would be very upset that Bella wouldn't have a family. That's way worse than dying. So, that's my only concern. Pragmata has really good reviews on Switch. Really, really good reviews. Yeah. Pragmata. Let's do Open Critic. Thought that person meant rowdy passengers on a flight. I don't think you need to pray for non-rowdy passengers. I don't think that's the thing. I've been a best man before, pretty high up on worst experience of my life. Damn. That's rough. That's real rough. Do I remember Black Ops 1? I do. Yes, I do. Some people get real drunk. If I'm on the plane and I get to my destination, I don't care. I don't care. Babies can be crying. Grandmas can be complaining. Dogs and cats could be roaming. I would actually prefer it if dogs and cats were roaming the cabin. I don't give a damn. They're not sitting next to me. If I was all by myself on the flight, I'd be more worried about it because I would be like potentially between people, but I don't have to worry about it. No one's getting rowdy on an international flight. Everyone's on sleeping pills. Do I still have footage of Black Ops 1? No. No, I don't. Do you imagine keeping footage from like 12 years ago on every computer you've ever owned in your entire life? I did. I saw like a cat get out of their carrier and we're roaming the plane. Yeah, so thank you guys. Thank you. No, I appreciate it. We are going to Japan on Friday. So we'll be streaming on the day before, which is when I can stream Pragmata, which is exciting. Pragmata, sorry, not Pragmata, Pragmata. And then we're getting to Japan. I'm going to Universal. Oh, for when I'm gone, there's going to be the Pragmata playthrough, but there's also going to be Pragmata shorts going up. And I'm going to record going to Universal Studios Japan, the Woodwood Cafe. I'm going to record that and make a short out of that. And I'm also going to make a short out of the Monster Hunter bar that we go to. And maybe like the Capcom store. I could record in there a little bit too. No, I've had probably like... I've moved countries and had like 10 computers since then. So no, I don't still have the footage from Black Ops 1. I don't know if I'll be playing any game on the flight. I don't know if I'll be playing anything. So I did see that Mouse PI for Hire got Steam Deck verified. So I was thinking of picking this up because there's no way I'm going to be able to play it. There's no way I'm going to be able to play it like here. But I do have a Steam Deck. So I could play this on my Steam Deck, which I would be down. Balvin's already played. Unbelievable. I'd be down for that. I'd be down to play stories on the flight. Yeah. Yeah, that would be good. But for the flight, I can't remember. My flight is later in the day. So my plan, you know how long it takes for them to bring the food out and you're like, "Hurry up. I want to go to sleep." My plan is to eat the food watching a TV show and then take my ass to sleep. So I'm going to read until I fall asleep, and then I'm hoping that I sleep the whole time. I will not be live streaming in Japan. I've done it before. I did it before all of these dumbass tourists went there and ruined Japanese people's perception of tourists. It was hard back then. You couldn't record in a lot of places. You couldn't stream in even more places. No stores, no nothing. But now it's even worse. Now even more places don't allow you to record or anything. And I do not want to be dealing with, one, Japanese people thinking that I'm one of those people. Two, guys, I have to hide it or I have to sneak it in. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with it. I can record stuff and share like the things that I think you guys would find cool without streaming the whole thing. I don't think I'm flying on Alaska. I don't remember. Because it's like an airline under an airline under an airline that's a part of another airline. Pokopia, I will not be playing Pokopia. I have no interest. Personally. I know it's very good, but personally, no interest. I stream on the plane? Yeah, I think that would be even worse. Hey guys, I know that you're on like an 11 hours flight, but hi guys, it's me coming in with a hot little guy video for your plane journey. No. I don't want to be annoying. I really don't want to be annoying. I don't want to be annoying. And it is annoying. Like, I'm sorry, but it is. IRL streamers, listen, I'm a streamer. It's my job, but it is annoying. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the hype button, hype it up, get some dono subbies, let's go. Yeah, so it was really annoying when I was there streaming every single, even the arcade that I streamed, you're not allowed to record in there. So I had to hide the camera every time an attendant came near me. So it's just me like doing like a undercover stealth operation the whole time in Japan trying to record something. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. Jeffy, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you. Thank you. We have a direct flight. Yeah. The LRAC, it's true. So LRAC said, for those on YouTube who can't read it, I have a buddy that's studying in Japan, and he did say the vloggers and tourists have given foreigners a really bad rep. Yeah, it's really bad. It's like really, 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 really bad. Yeah. It's really bad. It was already hard. Now it's really hard and really bad. Got fired from Long John Silver's yesterday. Doing pot in the bathroom. You're not normally allowed to smoke inside of an establishment, so that's probably why. What's up, Mike? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so it's gotten real bad. But I have a couple things I want to record though. There's a couple things. And I don't want to do like a full video, but shorts we can definitely do. We can definitely do shorts. This is a Guilty Gear song? I know, when you have to partake in something, even at your work, and you can't go without it, it's probably bad. It's probably bad. It's not great. But I'm hoping to be on the plane, eat. Reading makes me real tired, and I'm hoping that I just fall asleep. And then I'm gonna get there. I probably don't want to sleep the whole time though, because I actually don't know what time I get there. Never mind. I actually don't know. I'm not sure. I'm gonna be tired and jet lag no matter what. They might just be jealous. True. Oh yeah, oh my god, the people, the way that they treat geishas in Kyoto, they had to close the street to tourists that the geishas have to take throughout this one area in Kyoto. They had to close it. You can't go there anymore unless you have an invite from one of the places that work there. So because that's another experience that has been ruined because people can't just be normal. So now that you can't even see geishas anymore. Yeah, I think it is in Gion. Yeah, I think so. Because people harass geishas like, oh my god, look! It's like, that's a person doing their job. That's a person doing their job. Like, why are you being weird? You can just look at them respectfully as they're walking by, you know? I also went before they closed it. Yeah, I also did. I was able to walk around that. It's also just a really beautiful place. Really, really beautiful. So, but good news, everybody. Due to Creepy Nuts performing at Coachella, my tweet on Twitter where I was asking Japanese friends to tell me where I can go in Osaka as a Creepy Nuts and Umeda Cypher fan found a lot of people. It found a lot of people who were giving me suggestions on where to go to see live music or places that are important for Creepy Nuts and Umeda Cypher. So that's been really nice. I have lots of new Japanese friends. This one person was like, even attached pictures. This is my new friend. Who said, you could try following the individual people's lives. That's how I was able to take these pictures. Okay. I'm on it. And then one guy, let's see if I can find it. One guy was literally finding live houses that have stuff happening when I'm there. He was checking multiple live houses for the schedule from when I'm in Japan. Amazing. So nice. What I was so nice. That's so nice. Yeleza, how you doing? So nice. So now I have a bunch of suggestions. They even shared a song with me. They linked a song to me. Like, you might not have heard this song. And then this person told me about this bridge that means a lot to Umeda Cypher because it's where they used to rap battle. And then this cafe was a big part of their come up too, so that I should go there. Okay. You proposed to your ex-wife there? Oh, snap. It does look good too. Yeah. It looks really good. Yeah. Now we have Japanese friends, kind of, you know, loose friends. But that's really what I wanted. I wanted local knowledge about, as someone who likes this, where would you recommend that I go? Where do you like to go? What do you think would be a good experience? Because it's actually very difficult to find this information online by just Googling it. I guess it's kind of niche. Like, find me places that find me places that make sense for a Creepy Nuts and Umeda Cypher fan. They don't know. Google does not know. AI does not know. No one knows. Okay. Whoops. Shout out to Pragmata, coming in hot. 86 on Metacritic, 87 on OpenCritic. High 80s is really good. Oh, dude, finding the other part is finding a live house that I can go to watch live music without having to pre-order a ticket, because I can't pre-order the ticket because I don't have a Japanese phone number. So that was another thing. I'm like, hello, people, please help me. What's a place that I can just turn up and go in? Cap God, Cap God, Cap God. I thought this was 4 out of 10. I was like, what? I don't even know, what are people saying are the issues? I literally don't understand. Drops the ball with story and characters. But it doesn't! They must not have been paying attention. They must have been watching a podcast in the background or something. They must not have been paying attention. Nice, Sealy. Oh, yeah, let's do a check-in. Fantasy Critic. Oh, hold. Log in. IGN gave it an 8. All right, how are we doing? I should have called mine Cap God. I should have called mine Cap God. Look at this. Pragmata, 87. I'm going to drop... Oh, wait, no, I counterpicked it. Well, no, I'm not going to drop that. We've got Monster Hunter Stories with an 85, Reanimal with an 81, Neo 3 with an 85, Mio Memories and Orbits with the 83, and Pragmata an 87. I still have Orbitals. That's going to be an easy 87, I think. Phantom Blade Zero could go either way. I think probably low 80s is a reasonable estimate. PVKK, I have absolutely no idea. I think it's going to be really good, but I don't know if it's going to review super highly. Beast of Reincarnation performance maybe worries me a little bit. Performance maybe worries me a little bit. And it might be kind of story, playing in the story. So it might not do super high. Ace Combat's going to be super high. Fable better not get delayed or I'm dropping it. I'm allowed to because Ethos did. Replaced is coming out tomorrow, so we're going to find out what Replaced is at. That was one that I'm really hoping is very, very good. Mixtape, I think, is going to also be banging. Zero Parades, I think, is also going to be banging. But I know I have a lot of points, but a lot of their games haven't come out yet. Kana is going to be good. Witcher 3 DLC, I don't know if that's a thing. This one might also not come out this year. Onimusha will probably be high. Hollow Knight Silk Song DLC is going to be like 70 billion. 007 First Light, I think, is like, Pokemon Champions, though. Shout out to JG for just betting on Pokemon because he thinks it's going to review well. Minus 11 points. I was projected to be second before Pokemon, but now I'm projected to be first. But I think Ethos could do it, honestly. Like, there's some stuff in here that could be really high. But I think we also have a really solid roster, too. I think so. Hey, Zachario, how you doing? How are you? So we're looking good. Oh, you're... Alexa, stop. Why is she listening to me if I didn't say her name? Ay. Pokemon Champions is very bad. Supposedly. I haven't played it. I have not played it. Add to the Parry Slop? No, that's just Ethos's team name. Like, Sea of Remnants isn't Parry Slop. Persona 4 Revival isn't Parry Slop. It should have been a layup for Pokemon. It should have been. It should have been. We're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good. Are there any other trailers? Let's see. Game trailers. Control Resonant, I think, could be a low 80. I think it's possible it could be a low 80. I wouldn't be surprised if it's one that I really like and other people really like, but it doesn't actually review super well. Walk the Frog. That looks like Cult of the Lamb art. I don't think there's much else. What's Last Flag? Oh, I remember hearing. Oh, wait. Okay. No, I remember hearing about that. I'm down for an update. This looks kind of cool, actually. Let's check it out. Okay, I think we're caught up. Dude, we better get Pragmata. I know Pragmata isn't out yet, but we better get DLC for that, a full expansion, or they better start working on the second iteration. This better not just be a one and done. I will be extremely disappointed. I will be extremely, extremely sad. Pragmata is incredible. I can't wait to get home from Japan and cry like a baby during that stream. No spoilers, of course. But you already know that we have said that we think Pragmata is going to make us cry. I think it's, and Cowboy literally in his video, let me bring it up. Let me show you what he said. Had to record this right after finishing the game and hadn't fully recovered from the emotional damage just yet, so voice is a little off. That's what I'm saying. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. If he's crying, I'm going to be unconsolable for weeks. You guys will definitely have finished the game by the time I get back. Can you guys promise to only play 1 hour a day until I get back? Is that doable? That'd be nice. I would appreciate it, personally. Let's watch the Marathon Recon trailer, and then we'll read the update from Ziegler, and then we'll go from there. Let's do... Actually, wait. We'll do Pragmata first. They put out a 30-second video.
It can get dangerous sometimes. But when I'm with you, there's so much cool stuff to see and explore.
She may not look it, but she can hold her own. Bit of a troublemaker, just like me.
You doing okay?
Yeah. Because you got my back.
Wherever you go,
I'll be there.
Yeah, okay.
Pragmata.
Yeah, okay. Wherever you go, I'll be there. Okay, yeah, sure. All right. Closing that. I'm just going to close that now. Thank you. Like, come on now. You're setting it up. You're setting it up. Why is she a baby? I can't tell you. That would be spoilers. You're going to have to find out for yourself. Yeah, but that means that I've had that's a good game when I'm crying at the end of it. So, yeah. I hope it happens. I'm sure it will. Honestly, just from the demo, I love the dynamic of Hugh and Diana so much. Like right away, I was already locked in their dynamic and their relationship. So I will make sure I'm wearing waterproof mascara that day and get some tissues. I'm ready. Oh, okay. This is Marathon Official Recon Shell Cinematic. I love these cinematics. It's really cool. It's really cool. Those cinematics are really good, man. They're really good. They're really, 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 really good. Like, really good. Really good. First ever recorded footage of the spider bot working. Game's just oozing style. Marathon, Maraflop, 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 Maraflop. What was Paul Tassie's thing? Ooh, that might be kind of fun. About it's got to be casual or something. Paul Tassie's pissing me off. This is an 18-minute video. I'll think about if I want to watch it. Maraflop, Maraflop. Ziegler. We have a post from Ziegler. This is the game director of Marathon. Update. Free kit frenzy. Experimental queue on Dire Marsh. I'm actually really excited about this. Thank you to all who participated in the Duos experiments we've had over the past few weeks. We're currently working on making Duos a real feature in Season 2 and are diligently working on delivering that to all of you who are eagerly awaiting its return. About experimental queues. The experimental queue is a time-limited queue that allows us to preview features in development with you, often with a less than complete feature set. This queue allows the Marathon development team to learn and obtain feedback that helps us deliver a more completed feature set down the line. For the sake of queue health and focus, we only run one experimental queue at a time. Once we've learned enough to understand our next steps for this feature, we start work on finalizing the feature and move on to the next experiment. Your participation in any experiment is greatly appreciated and is very helpful to us in developing features down the line. Next experiment. What happens when you bring a knife to a knife fight? For our next experiment starting Wednesday, 4:15. Wednesday, really? Not Tuesday? Wednesday reset? We will be enabling the Dire Marsh sponsored queue. This is a new experimental queue that is focused on learning a bit more about our early gear ecosystem. In this queue, all players will enter with a free sponsored kit and be challenged to use what they find on Dire Marsh to upgrade themselves and get out. I love that. Yeah, I really love that. Hey, Nightwing, how are you? I really like that. It's kind of like what I said about Gambit, that Gambit should actually be like focused on giving people a set type of weapon that they use that week, or even just giving them a specific weapon that they use that week. And it's like, it's hand cannon week, it's pulse rifle week, or whatever, so that you don't have people just invading with rockets. Because Gambit is very, very, very fun when you are invading or you're being invaded by someone using like a damn auto rifle. It makes it very fun. Makes it fun. So Dire Marsh, I like the fights on Dire Marsh, but with them just being like, yeah, you just get sniped out of nowhere by someone who you couldn't even see. That can be rough. But yeah, this is really good. And I like the idea of gearing up over a match and using what I find. I think that's cool. It's going to run for 2 weeks. It ends the day I come back. So we are playing Replaced tomorrow. I don't know how long Replaced is. We're going to have a long ass stream tomorrow. But maybe we also try the Dire Marsh sponsored thing too. The day after. We may change the end timing depending on anything we discover along the way that might warrant us to make an adjustment. Gambit is fun, y'all. What's up, Smith? How you doing? How are you? You will only be eligible to enter the queue if you and your crew have a free sponsored kit, white tier, equipped. Very specific. Not a blue sponsored kit. You can enter as a pre-made duo, crew fill off, pre-made trio, or crew fill into a trio. Okay, so it's like trios, basically. The queue will only be for Dire Marsh. To enter this queue, you can select Dire Marsh sponsored. What we will be observing, how the game plays out with low fixed set gear and conditions and caps, how the 0 to hero play works in low starting set gear conditions and caps, any technical issues. There are many changes and additions coming on Wednesday as well, so stay tuned to learn more from the Marathon Discord and across all social channels. Hell yeah! 0 to hero outpost is really fun. Yeah. Where am I from? I live in Seattle, Washington. Sounds really fun. I'm just gonna say this sounds real fun. I won't put in the part about that's what y'all should have done for Gambit. That's what y'all should have did for Gambit, but no one wants to hear it. People don't care, actually. Gambit Prime was good, and they got rid of it. Why? Because people were complaining. Anyway, let's check in on our favorite new game discovery, Analyst.
Hunt or be
This goddamn song again.
the answer I often seek. Scars are nothing.
Scars are
But
nothing.
marks of survival.
Remarks of survival.
Like a hyena.
Like a hyena.
Wandering the wilderness.
Wandering the wilderness.
What do I see?
What do I see?
Where do I
Where do I
belong?
belong?
I meditated on the concerns, but found no solution. I squeezed in this dilemma, full of rejection. I contemplated deeply delving further into confusion. I softly soothed my scars, longing for protection.
Protection.
Like a hyena, binding toughly to the herd. Are there more risks and betrayal?
L review this song?
to suffer and betrayal.
This song is a review?
to suffer.
Cisco, thank you so much. Thank you. That was the same video we saw before? Did they just upload the same video again? Just show me the damn game. True. AI ass AI song. Let's see. Analyst. That was the same. Oh, right. It's this game that is literally a completely different game than the game that they showed in the other trailers of the games. Well, no, you don't know what. The game is a different game every time you look at a trailer of it. It's a turn-based game. It's a free-to-play turn-based game, apparently. Yeah, apparently it's free-to-play. Okay, hold on. Reviews. Here we go. Be aware of fake reviews. Game is at risk of getting removed because of fake reviews, which is against TOS. What's the fake reviews? But this is another live service, and we all know the fate of it. There's only 174 players online. Server has problems almost 24/7. After playing this game for a while, I see no reason why it's online only. Devs about to kill their game already, and for those who are blinded and not see this problem, that's on you. I give this game about 6 months before it's shut down. Can't play at all for 2 days already. Localization is really bad. Crashes regularly. Bot reviews. Bot reviews. Oh my god, they actually are botted reviews. Hold on. Hold Okay, wait. Look at this, right? Look at these. I enjoy the dark. More serious tone compared to other games. Look how it's written. It's a bit challenging at times, but never feels impossible. The game feels polished, especially in terms of combat flow. Even after several hours, I'm still discovering new strategies. The mercenary system is surprisingly deep, with meaningful choices at each stage. There's a lot of detail in the environments, and it actually impacts gameplay, not just visuals. Maybe that's a little bit different. That's a little bit different. That one might be real. I don't think so. This might be real. What I like most is that the game doesn't oh, wait, no. You have to figure things out, and that makes progress feel earned. Thing, comma, thing. Thing, comma, thing. Definitely. At first, it felt a bit complex, but once everything clicked, I started really enjoying the tactical decisions. Not gonna lie, I struggled at the beginning, but once I understood how everything connects, it became really enjoyable. This game is in Chinese voice language. English would have fit better with the medieval background setting. Oh man, okay. Isn't this crazy? Yeah, they don't talk about anything specific. Zachariah, what's up? Hello. This is called analyst. Well, it's actually analyst, I think. It means a circle, also known as a butthole. Yeah, this is the game. Analyst. This song is an AI song. The hyenas and the scars are scarring over. This is an AI song. Does it say, hold on, does it say AI was used? Oh, no, we read this before. Dear God. How do they use AI? Yes. The developers, pre-generated AI content. No real-time gen, though. Mid-Journey for the art. GPT for the for the text. All AI-generated content has been revised, polished, screened, and copyright verified by a professional team. It's a big AI game. So am I surprised that the AI game is botting reviews? No. The game has a slow start, comma, but it opens up later. The game doesn't rush you, comma, which I appreciate. It gives you space to learn mechanics and experiment with different builds. There's no comma in there. I appreciate that the game rewards planning instead of reaction speed. They're buying bot reviews. Disgusting UI, horrible graphics, Chinese voice acting, the overall feel of the game is cheap. Can't even play it all for 2 days. They're buying bot reviews. This is not localized well. I found the Western-looking characters with Chinese voice actors to be really jarring. The good bits, the bad lots. A terrible 0 out of 10 stars. 24/7 maintenance. Good luck. Mobile game with mobile quality and mobile monetization. How many times are we going to play gacha games where you need to pull 10 plus copies of the 0.3% unit to max it out? It's a gacha game? Scam. All the bot accounts have 12 games. Oh, like exactly 12 games? Lol game. This guy has 17. Oh, let's look at the reviews. Oh. So they speak Russian, English, and Chinese. Shout out to that guy. Language maxing. Shout out to that guy. No achievements, by the way. 12 hours played, no achievements. Isn't one of the achievements like respawning a teammate, equip 2 legendaries, equip a fully kitted, be the jump master 5 times, deal damage, win a game? Do the tutorial. Let me tell you, yeah. So where winds meet, hold. Hold. This I would also be very not surprised if that is botted. Why do I say that? Because I worked with a company to do a sponsored reaction video to a Where Winds Meet trailer, right? It was a Where Winds Meet video, and they wanted to just sponsor me to do a reaction video. Cool, great, awesome. I got paid. It wasn't a scam. But that company, whether it was the developers or it was the company that was working for them to get sponsorships, botted my video. Like, clearly botted. Clearly. It's got like hundreds of thousands of views. There's like hardly any likes, hardly any comments. When you look at the engagement, the graph is like very clear that it's botted. So they botted reviews on my channel, on my video, which I was like, okay, that's really dumb, but whatever. Also, yeah, it has like 300,000 views or something, or maybe even more than that. Let me check. But it made $10. That's weird. That's strange. That's not normal. I could make more money from a short that had that amount of views than a full-length video. I can't show you the channel because it's okay. So it has 200,000 views with 357 likes. No, that does not help the algorithm. That actually destroys the algorithm. That is why it's so bad, because them just doing it and like, you know, sure, whatever. You want to show that there's a bunch of hype around Where Winds Meet. Who cares? Look at this. Look at all these videos about Where Winds Meet getting like hundreds of thousands of views. That's fine. The problem is, by them doing that, that hurts my YouTube channel in the YouTube algorithm. It hurts discoverability of the channel. It hurts the algorithm pushing any videos. Because the way that you get into the algorithm is with like likes and comments. Here, let me see if I can show you this. Look at this graph, guys. Boop. Oh, I'm sorry. It's made $14 now. It's made $14. Mm-hmm. Yep. It is the most obviously botted video like ever. And look, 39% of viewers are watching at 30 seconds. So that's what I'm saying. When you're looking at like a YouTube, your channel doing well, your videos doing well, it's because people are watching a lot of the video. They're liking it. They're commenting on it. They're sharing it. If your video just has 200,000 views, but everyone just watched for like 15 seconds, it actually hurts the algorithm for your channel and your content, because it's telling the algorithm that you make bad content. It actually tells the algorithm that you make clickbait content, that you're like getting people to click on your video, but the content of it is clearly being misrepresented by the thumbnail or the title or something. So yeah, I'm like, okay, sure. But then I looked into it and I was like, oh my God. Oh, it's not just a case of them putting more views on my channel. They actively hurt my channel so that they could look better when presenting. Look how excited everyone is for Where Winds Meet. Bella, she's trying to steal my water. So it would not surprise me. And a lot of people like Where Winds Meet. But it wouldn't surprise me if they also were using this bot account to leave positive reviews. Wouldn't surprise me. What are critics doing now? What did they do? Now I want to look at more things because this is funny. I like how different builds feel genuinely different. I had to rethink, dude. It's like so like no one types like this. Just the way that they're typing, you can tell that something just ain't right. Where Winds Meet, another one, and Arena Breakout. It's the same games. Interesting. Same games. They leave a review on Arena Breakout in Russian, English on Where Winds Meet, and then they do. I didn't look at these games, but they're probably the same for the other person too. And this one doesn't use commas; it uses a classic AI indicator. It feels like letting go. Games. Oh my god, Bella, what are you doing? Bella, what are you doing? You have water. Do you need me to check if you have water? Oh my god, what are you doing? She's freaking out. No achievements. Crazy, huh? Crazy stuff. Crazy. Matrix, what's up? How's it going? 18 games. She. Russian for Arena Breakout, English for Where Winds Meet, Chinese for Blood Strike, and World of Tanks. Wow. Isn't that crazy? When you see like really obvious botting, it's just like, wow. Is this person legit? They have more hours in it. Reviews, 6. Oh, this is Russian in Where Winds Meet. She. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that absurd? What's up, Matthew? How are you? We can have music in the background. I haven't heard anything about a state of play. Adonis? Adonis? What are you doing in here? This person seems legit. Reviews. I freaking lied. Unless this is just what they do. Is this what they do? No, it's not. They all have 13.3-ish hours. 13.3, 13.3, 13.3, 13.3, 13.3, 13.3, 13.4, 13.3, 13.4, 13.4. Adonis is a yapper. Are they the same review? No, I don't think so. Oh, this is a new bot account, guys. This is a new bot account. Oh, they're coming. They're coming for Arena Breakout. Oh, they're coming. They're coming for Where Winds Meet. You just wait. They're coming. Destiny 2. Anyway, this was fun. Yeah, they all have World of Tanks. They all have World of Tanks. What's up, Tilted? How you doing? Oh, I should look at the reviews. Warframe, Arena Breakout, where wins meet. That's the first time I've seen Warframe. PUBG. And they don't have any achievement. They have like 13 hours played and 110 hours and not a single achievement? Really? Not this AI ass song again. Oh god, I can't type. No gameplay. No, there's no gameplay. This is also the same trailer they put out before. Anyway. Anywho. Last Flag. I wanted to see their launch trailer. This is basically a multiplayer game where you just do capture the flag, basically. I swear this game was already released. Isn't this the game that was created by Imagine Dragons? Maybe. Aren't the Pragmata reviews good? Yeah, they're really good. They're super good, yeah. Super good. Why are people thinking that they're not? Because it's sure not because of my title that says Capcom W's just keep coming. Now I think everyone's a bot. I can insult AI literally all day, every day. And I will continue to do that. Because you know what? If you use AI heavily in your product, I assume that you are like analysts. You are just like analysts. You are down to steal people's art, music, whatever, to create a shitty-ass video game so that you could bot reviews to steal people's money. That's what I think about people that heavily use AI. I assume your product sucks. I assume your product is cheap anytime I see heavy AI usage, because guess what? It's true and it's correct. I thought it would have gotten a 92 overall. I expected it to be high 80s. Yeah. Like a lot of Capcom's games are like high 80s. Short game? Depends what you consider short. That's loud.
Coming to you live and in dino color, it's Last Flag.
It's capture the flag, but like a whole game. Capture the flag. I don't think it's gonna do very well, but
Red team is barely
it could
breaking
actually
a
be
sweat
pretty
here.
fun. Guys, look. It's fluffy.
Let's see if blue team has got what it takes to hang on for the win.
Are we broke forever? Oh, we're back.
You could hear the bones break from up in the booth. That one will
It
be
comes out tomorrow? Oh, there you go. He's nearly done eating the food. Did I tell you that I think I found out that Fluffy's a man? I think Fluffy's a man. A man. He's a man. So apparently, when when animal control takes cats off the street to neuter them, they clip one of the ears, right? But they clip either the left or the right ear depending on the gender. Yeah. And his left ear is clipped, which means he's a man. Yep. Yeah, he's a stray. Yeah. I'm especially with his ear, with him being here all the time, like I'm pretty sure he is a stray. Yeah. Pretty sure he is a stray. I didn't know it was gender specific either. Yeah, I was getting my hair done and I was telling my hairdresser about the cat. And like, she's so cute. And she was like, I think there's a difference between like the left and the right ear being clipped. And I was like, really? I didn't know that. And then I Googled it. And then I looked in Seattle specifically. I looked in like all of the areas near me and it's the same. It's the same. I mean, it would be really bad if some places just did it differently. That would be bad. That would be confusing. I don't know if he has sanctuary, but we got the cat feeder because we're going to Japan, and he is here all the time. So that way he can still eat. Women are always right. I know that's right. Anyway, this game could be cool. It's coming out tomorrow. Next, Kata Vader. It looked kind of cool. Oh. It looked interesting. I was like, okay, we'll take a look at it. That looks kind of slick. Kata Veda. Wait, is it out right now? Oh. There's more. What's going on? Yeah, it's actually kind of cool. It's actually kind of cool. Let's get away from this. It's free. Look at that. I'll add it to the wish list. Reaction-based ARPG with intense hack and slash combat where every successful strike is rewarded and every misstep is costly. I'm down. GTA 6 is either going to ruin the company or all of gaming, with other companies thinking spending billions is how to make a game better. I think we're seeing a shift in a lot of that stuff. I think we're seeing a shift in quite a lot of things in general, actually. I think we've seen so many smaller games with smaller budgets and smaller price tags do so well. And there's been a big, like... I was gonna say there's been a big, like, anti-live service thing, but that's just not true. People say that they don't like live service games, but it's not true. He's still there. He's still outside. He's up here. He's just hanging out. It's nice to have a camera on the feeder. It'll focus, don't worry. It's focusing. It might not be focusing. It might be broken forever. God damn it. God damn it. Witness protection forever. We're back. I know. I tried to see if I could pre-order Replaced. I cannot. Both can be true. Millions of players don't like live service slop, but the same can't be said for people that don't care about live service games. I mean, for me, when people are, well, it could be different people, right? It could be different people for sure. But when people were like, we hate hero shooters, that everyone just hates hero shooters, boo. And then Marvel came out and it was doing crazy numbers. Live service, hero shooter. But I do think that I forgot what year it is. I think it was actually the year that Grime came out. When did this come out? 2021. I think 2021 there were a lot of indie games that did really, really well, and I think this was the year that I started seeing more and more people play more indie games and pay more attention to them, which has been really great. Because now I think a lot more people are more aware of indie games and what they can offer you. And they're not just waiting for the next EA game or the next Ubisoft game, you know. It's also because more people have gotten into PC gaming. PC gaming has just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And because of that, more people have access to these games that like never come out on console. Grime is really good. Grime is really good. Yeah, 2021 had a lot of delays. So people were looking to indie games. And they did. They flourished. They flourished. They still have a demo for this game that came out in 2021, by the way. Shout out to them. Grime 2 is out, but I haven't played it. It's been so busy. This game looks cool. Bum, 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 bum. This is literally 15 seconds. There you go, guys. But this is exciting. This is exciting. There's going to be a new Metro Exodus game, which is always exciting. I didn't try Yote Legends, no. It probably also didn't help that I wasn't a huge fan of the game. I wasn't a huge fan. I thought it was good. But I probably enjoy Legends mode even more. I'll probably enjoy Legends mode more than the main game. Dun, 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 dun. So I didn't feel super connected to the main character of Yote. I think I was more connected to the main character in Tsushima. I also felt that the whole thing with him being honorable versus dishonorable was actually kind of an interesting thing that just existed throughout the entire story. I thought that was actually very interesting. The open world was good. The open world was definitely good. The story, I did not like the story at all. I didn't like the story at all. Not the character or just the story that they were telling. I didn't like it. I don't know if I want to watch this. Although Paul Tassi, he talks about Marathon a lot for someone who doesn't play any Marathon, let me tell you. The Street Fighter 6 Alex drama about him like boning a kitty adopted or something? I think so. No, listen, I like Paul Tassi. We've had him on the podcast a lot. I've talked to him a lot. I like Paul. Alexa, stop. I'm gonna have to unplug her. This is getting ridiculous. Actually, I shouldn't say that. The robots are getting a little extreme when you tell them you're gonna unplug them. That's a wild take. I think Tilted is watching. Tilted, are you watching not live? I don't know because I don't know what he's saying. That's a wild take. About Paul. Maybe about Paul. Maybe about Paul. No, it's just I don't know. I don't know what's bothering me. It just bothers me when people, like with Digital Foundry, make like 400 videos about Monster Hunter Wilds, but they still haven't gotten past the tutorial, you know? That makes sense. Gilded Red Trout is in YouTube chat. Swim Two Birds. He's talking about BioShock right now. BioShock played with Ayn Rand and radical neoliberalism in a drowned Fantasia under the sea. It's weird how permanent that text was. Yep. There he goes. What else has he said? What exactly does Sony do? It's about the best gunplay on the planet, nakedly in the most unforgiving hard sci-fi game telling you all to fuck off. Not exactly Apple Music, TikTok, Coachella. I mean... he should try writing for Forbes. I'd read it. I'd read it. Well, Tilton, I'm glad I can talk to you now. That's good. That makes me happy. I'm kind of interested. Let's get, okay, everyone, we're going to be respectful. We're going to be nice. We're going to be level-headed. I know it can be difficult when someone is talking about something that you really like, maybe in a not favorable way, or you disagree with them heavily. All right? All right, here we go. This is Paul Tassi's video on Marathon needs more players. You may not like the answer. Uh-oh. It's also really long. This man, like, doesn't make long videos.
All right, I'm back with another Marathon video, this time focused on a discussion within the community about kind of the state of the game, where it's going to go from here, and what may or may not be added to it. The conversation here is based around the idea that Marathon may start to have to appeal to more casual players. And
okay, I'm going to ask all of you guys before we keep watching. What do you think? Let's say that we're all fine with it, right? We're all fine with them appealing to more casual audiences, right? What do you think is the thing that they could do to appeal to a wider group of players? If you could pick anything, if you could think of anything, what do you think would be a good idea to add or to change or to do to bring in more people?
And I know what a lot of people are going to say in that, you know, this is meant to be a hardcore extraction shooter, or it's not really as hardcore as people are making out to be. I'm in
that camp, actually. I don't actually think it's that hardcore of a shooter, of an extraction game, of a game, because I can run a free kit literally all the time. I could sneak around with a free kit and build up my wallet slowly. Better bottom floor. Okay. Campaign mode, PvE, collab with Monster Hunter. More XP sources. XP for your factions. Because I would agree, like with Sakaguchi, for example. Sorry, Paul, I paused you at a really bad place. With Sakaguchi, for example, there's not many things that you can just do in a match to make Nona happy. She's just a very hard to impress lady. It would be nice if I could level her up by doing more things. Just regular things. I think that would be good. I definitely think having every time a new season launches, my idea is when a new season of Marathon launches, that they do a free weekend or free week or whatever they want it to be. Maybe you need longer than a weekend for people to really get into it. But a free whatever, and give them a bunch of materials, or like extra materials on exfil or something, so that they could level up their factions pretty quickly and see how that floor can be. Get them to experience that a little bit. Chaos, thank you for 88 months. Welcome back. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I mean, the free kit frenzy game mode experiment that they're doing, I think is a really good idea. I think that'll be really fun. After playing the Service Slam, I actually had fun playing the game, but I don't see myself going hardcore with it for 3 months. Oh, are you saying like you do think this next season reset comes too soon? Because the problem with these games, right, is that you have it's only been a month, and you have people looking at Marathon like, man, am I too late? You even have Fran saying, am I behind the curve? Like, how far behind am I? Am I ever going to be able to catch up? And resets on new seasons allow people to all start from scratch again, and everyone's at the same spot. That's the only problem with making them longer.
This would destroy its identity and like hurt the game and stuff.
White heels shouldn't be useless. I can agree with that. Early guns maybe feel a little bit better. Maybe the free kits come with some like white mods on them to feel a little bit better, or just like in general.
And this would destroy its identity and like hurt the game and stuff. And I get that, but the reality is the reality. And Marathon needs more players. First, it needs to stop losing players, and then it needs more players. This is just the numbers on the ground. I did my big like numbers breakdown post about, how many people like it with percent of positive reviews, but then also the player count numbers and the budget and all that stuff. But the fact of the matter is the game is actively losing players. We can consult good old Steam charts or whatever, but it's a trend line. You can dispute the exact numbers, but a solid portion of Marathon's audience.
Hold on. LBS said, Gilded Red Trout, Swim Two Birds said, I gotta give you guys the solid insight, guys. Solid insight. It's the maps. It needs to become new for morons, but it can't because it's actually Tau Ceti. Yeah, so take that. That's why. Blue shields should be a bit cheaper. I have seen... So actually, when I was watching Fran's stream yesterday, Fran was saying, where are people getting all these blue shields from? I've hardly seen any blue shields. Maybe having green and blue shields a bit more readily available for people? Maybe? In some way? Dislike the mindset of trying to keep up with the Jones on a video game. Cal, can you delve into that a little bit? A 3-player PvE mode similar to Helldivers. I don't think the answer is PvE. Because I think the problem when we start asking for PvE is, sure, I want PvE and PvP and MMOs and ARPGs and fighting games in all my games. Every game that I like, every world that I like, I want it to be all the games that I like. But I think the problem is that, one, the PvE with what they have right now wouldn't be interesting. Because the reason that it's tense and interesting is because you have the threat of other players. The other problem is that this game is an extraction shooter. So when people are trying to like turn a game that's in a genre that they don't like into a game in a genre that they do like, I don't think that is the answer. I think you just want a different game. And I get it. I understand wanting that. Absolutely. I totally get it. Totally get it. How many times have I seen something where I'm like, man, I wish this was, a Souls-like. So I do totally get it, but I don't think we can look at it in turning the game into a different game. The game is an extraction shooter, so anything that needs to be added or changed or whatever needs to fit within the extraction shooter genre. My total amateur fix would be making the free kit green level, cut the punishment for loss, make PvP more fun in the early days. I think that kind of aligns with what Dimitri was saying, is like, have the early guns feel better to use. Yeah, have the like super low heals be better, I think is fine. People feeling like they have to keep pace with other gamers while playing a video game. Yeah, I don't feel like that at all with Marathon. I don't get that at all. Yeah, it doesn't function like Helldivers. Yeah. Need more XP for faction. The non-priority contracts are too RNG with low XP gains. Yeah, I can definitely see like getting more XP from just doing random stuff on the map. Making Nona not ask for eccentric salvage. What's wrong with her? Regular factions giving you more faction XP, I think is all totally fine. Can you buy weapons and resources in Marathon? You can buy weapons, yeah. Yep. You can buy weapons, you can buy shields, you can buy heals, you can buy bullets.
The exact numbers, but
very high maintenance.
A solid portion of Marathon's audience is being lost every week. It may be slowing a bit, but it's not stopping. And the problem is we are really only a month and a half into launch here. So it's not as if it has been like, even if the people have showed up and like it and, say it's a good game, sticking around for the long term, not even the long term, like a month and a half, is still a difficult prospect for a lot of people. And that's even people who were liking it initially and may have liked the hardcore aspects of it.
I'm not gonna lie.
This is not a game where you can just be like, well, it's a really hardcore niche game and like these are like okay numbers for that. That's ignoring the context of all this, in that this was not developed originally, at least, to be this niche kind of shooter, no matter what Bungie has said, and it needs better numbers than this. Like, it does. If it launched...
It was always going to be an extraction shooter. I know that Paul has people on the inside, so maybe he is telling us stuff that he can't tell us where it comes from or where he heard it or whatever. What's up, me? How you doing? But I remember knowing about Marathon like a long time ago as an extraction shooter. Yeah, it's always, and an extraction shooters in general is a niche. It is a niche.
With better numbers, I think they would be more comfortable kind of staying on the path they're on and just making more and more stuff.
Oh, Spartan says, I've seen a streamer hated it first, played it, changed their mind, fought their chat about it, but then abandoned it because of the discourse around it. You know what? And I do understand that. I know that the GI guys are like, will say, I don't understand not playing a game on stream because like chat doesn't like it or something. However, I've played Destiny, the video game. I've played Destiny 2. I've streamed Destiny 2. And you guys remember, if you were there at the time, when we were playing Destiny PvP, and it was just, or even Destiny in general, and it's people like arguing with each other in chat. I like the game, well, I don't like it, and they're arguing about it constantly. And I'm like, I don't like this. This isn't very fun. We can't have any normal conversations. I can't even just like enjoy the game because people are just bickering in chat about it. That's why Mylan has it to where Destiny will sometimes be a banned term because you have people who like it, people who don't like it, and they just start arguing nonstop. And it's just not a fun environment to be in. So I do totally get that. I think I agree with the point that TBH would always say of like, why would you stop playing a game completely because your chat doesn't like it? I think that I understand that. Like, you shouldn't allow that to happen. But I do also understand if it continues being a thing that is just a really awful environment to be in, that you don't want to continue being in that environment. I do get that. You knew about the game before it was revealed publicly? I think I actually found out from Sarah Daniels' chat. I was like lurking in her stream one day, and I think Christopher Barrett was in there like talking to her about extraction shooters. I think that's where I was like, and she said something, I don't remember what she said, but she said something about, you know, it being like a new game that's being developed or something. And I was like, oh, is Bungie working on an extraction shooter?
They would be more comfortable.
I think that's what happened.
Kind of staying on the path they're on and just making like more and more stuff. And if it maintained those numbers, even more so. But my guess is they're looking at kind of the data, which they obviously have more data than us, and are seeing that something is going to have to change, and they can't just continue to be catering to more and more hardcore players. Like,
catering to more and more hardcore players. I think what you guys have brought up are all like really good ideas. I think raising the floor so when you lose everything, it doesn't feel as bad. You don't go super broke when you have to start buying blue shields and stuff like that. Having the free kits just feel a little bit better to use in general. I think having free weekends and free weeks after you do that could work. Yeah.
You know, you have 2 of your 4 maps that are based around you know, generally higher end players and some level of puzzle mechanics, and then Cryo is like the ultimate version of that. Going forward, you're not just going to be like, all right, well, here's Cryo 2, the harder version of Cryo. Like, you have to not keep going that distance. We know that one of the updates, I think it's for Season 2, is they're doing...
know what? I mean, you could even do things like... I mean, maybe Nighttime Dire Marsh does this, right? But you can even have weather conditions where thermals don't work, right? Oh, it's electromagnetic field in the clouds are made of electricity, so like thermals don't work. You could have just things that happen on a map weather-wise to where people can't use thermals. And for me playing on Dire Marsh, if I'm playing Dire Marsh and no one has thermals, I think right away that experience is like very different for a lot of people. If you want to be sneaking around trying to get your contracts done, it's going to be easier for you to do that. If you enjoy the PvP that can happen outside of just thermals and snipers, you can experience some of that. Yeah, I think there's lots of things that they can do to make things not punishing without like completely changing the game, because I mean the game is good. It's a good game. So first and foremost, Sony needs to not Kazan this game simply because it may not have hit its expectations right out of the gate. The game clearly has some level of a devoted fan base. Yeah, I think that Sony will nurture it personally. I don't know how long they will nurture it for with it not making a ton of money, but I think considering how well it's been received, I think it makes a lot of sense to keep nurturing it and seeing if they could get more players into it. Yeah, they definitely shouldn't leave the hardcore behind either. Yeah. It's not super simple. No, it's not. Because then you have the problem of what happens with like in Monster Hunter Wilds, right? where they try to appeal so much to new people who struggled with, I don't know, Great Jagras or something, that they ended up making the core game less interesting and for people who really, really, really like the franchise. Oh, yeah, I know, Spartan. Trust me. There were a sizable amount of people who did not kill Jagras, that really struggled on him and then quit. Yeah. But it's like we were saying with Kazan, right? There's plenty of games that come out that are not major hits right away, but they do have a very hardcore, dedicated fan base. And if you keep with that and you keep giving it the love that, I mean, I think the Bungie Marathon team is doing really well with post-launch Marathon. If they keep doing that, it could eventually get bigger numbers. But I think there's definitely things that they could tamper with, like what we have brought up. Kazan is amazing. Yeah.
One of the updates, I think it's for Season 2, is they're doing a night version of Dire Marsh. I think that is like increased PvE enemies or something like that. But the fundamental question here is people are debating kind of what would move the needle. And I will go from, I think, most likely to happen to least likely to happen. This would be, I'll start with just the idea of kind of modifying the existing game to be more casual friendly.
Yeah.
It is true that the genre as a whole is not exactly the most casual genre, but if you do lean into more casual play, a la Arc Raiders, which, you know, is losing players, but is still doing really well in the context of the industry here.
Okay, why did Arc Raiders do so well? I haven't played any ranked, no. Hey, Venus, what's up? Bella. What are you doing? Bella. Okay. I might have to give Bella a snack. I will keep watching this on my phone while I give Bella a snack. So, give me a second. What if blue backpacks and shields were on Prio Access? You could get one each day. That's right. You could get stuff every day. They could do that. Yeah. They could do stuff like that. Absolutely. They could have contracts that you do reward you with a bunch of different things. People are dooming on Marathon constantly. It's never going to end. I know far fewer people who won't try it than tried it and fell off, and those quitters are all solo people. Interesting. Hey, Dan, what's up? So making the solo experience better for people, easier for people. Huge boss fights in Arc Raiders. See, I can't speak on it because I found Arc Raiders really boring. So, like, I don't know. Okay, let me feed Bella. She's gonna eat me. I'll be right back.
Of these multiplayer games that launch and keep failing. You can do that a number of ways. One thing I imagine might be done is some sort of safe pocket system where you get to pick an item or items or, you know, whatever they decide in order to, even if you die, you get to keep something. So if you found something good, you know, the thing you were looking for, that's something you at least get to keep no matter what. So it mitigates at least some of the frustration that, once again, you have done an entire run and end up worse off than you started, you know, completely because you've lost so much stuff. At least there, you have saved one solid thing that you want to take with you. I also think this will involve future maps that are not necessarily, I mean, I don't think they're going to do another cryo for a while. I think they need more maps that are normal, I guess. You know, extraction shooters don't have a ton of maps, generally speaking, but it's very odd, I guess, when half the maps that are like the quote-unquote normal extraction shooter maps are there's just 2 of those, and then the other 2 are more advanced, and those over time can be the ones that are kind of burning out players. Whether it's going against all gold teams or trying to like farm all these items just to lose all the items on the weekend or whatever, that I think is burning some people out. And what's happening is, as the population decreases, you're starting to get a bunch of like purple and gold shield people into the quote basic maps too. So those are a lot harder than they were at launch as well, because you were launching with much better geared teams. And if you're a much better geared team, you're probably just better than people who aren't super geared in general. So if you're just showing up and like, oh, I've heard Marathon's good, like let's get in there. Like, what do you think is going to happen? And there is some sort of, some sort of like level-based matchmaking to avoid that to a certain extent, but you're going to run into that kind of thing. And while that is emblematic to the genre, it is also something that is not going to, I guess, attract new players at this point, and is going to turn off players even this early on. I think there needs to be some sort of parity between lower level players being able to get better gear more easily, and not be stuck with like kind of the lowest tier of gear for a while if they're not performing well, like access to better meds and shields and like weapons sometimes, and things like that, where it at least encourages people to get off free kits if they have more available options for these other things. So this is what I could see happening in the shorter term, more viably than these other options that I'm seeing it passed around. We'll go through them. This is one that has come up a lot. I think in second place out of 3 is the PvE idea. The benefits of a PvE only mode is that, you get rid of the whole thing. People who are scared of going up against super geared teams and just want to, kill bots and get their gear that way and leave and, face, I guess, less of the threats that they're worried about, given, the high skill of the remaining players and things like that. It kind of opens up the genre completely if you're just leaning into entirely PvE content or PvE mode. Not entirely replacing the other one, but if you go like and do a full PvE mode. So that's like, I guess, one that I think has the potential to attract the most new players, because if people, a lot of people just didn't really want to do a normal, Tarkov Arc Raiders PvP based extraction shooter. They thought it would be fun if it was more like Helldivers, which is PvE, and like you work together as a co-op team and kill enemies that way. I just have my doubts about how this would work in practice. Like when I talk about,
I'm gonna go back just a smidge. Not all of it, but just a smidge. We're gonna go back just a smidge. I was feeding Bella. I'm like, and then, yes. All we do is, yeah, no, that's fine. It's fine. I was trying to listen. I'm like, we'll go to 8 minutes. I'm also finding it pretty hard to listen to. It might be because I'm tired. Let me see what you guys say. Arc Raiders gives players a diverse way to play the game, along with agency in that diversity. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. A safe pocket for salvage, I think, is interesting, too. I could see that making sense. Yeah, I could see that making sense. Salvage only. Solo experience in Marathon does need a little more friendly, especially the XP is solo, not as good with trios. You do get 20% more XP when you're in solos. They could bump that up, though. It's always, like, fine to think about bumping that up. Any kind of safe pocket promotes running and dying once you find it with no backfilling teams that upsets PvP pacing. So that's where I've been with safe pockets, is that if you have a safe pocket, it does really change the way that players interact with your game in my opinion, not a good way. But of course, it also makes it to where players are maybe happier and they stick around for longer because they don't lose everything. Solid campaign. A campaign isn't an option. I really don't even think that's an option. Arc Raiders had good timing. It benefited off bad press from Marathon. It had an aesthetic that was polarizing and somewhat safe. It had a community come together and decide it wanted to be more friendly and PvE focused over PvP. They had aggression-based matchmaking that reinforced that. Had interesting enemies that did things that created fun encounters. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's all very true. It's all very true. I don't know. I felt well then maybe Marathon can never have a big player base if people are just weenie peeny babies. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe that's just what it is. And maybe that means that Marathon in 3 years does get shut down because it can never do the numbers that Sony wants. But I feel like there are things that you can do in order to make the game more friendly for people. But I don't think any of those things should be fundamentally changing the game because the game is really good. The game is really good. People who do not like Marathon play it and they end up enjoying Marathon. So I think like more XP, more way to get faction XP, bringing that floor up a little bit so maybe it's easier to get like green and blue shields. Rewarding you with more heals and stuff earlier on in the game. Maybe getting salvage is easier to obtain. I think all of these things I think ultimately everything that I think about with Marathon is like heightening that floor. So when you do lose something, you're in a much better position. You're like, okay, well I lost all of that, but at least I know that I have access to blue shields and my gun feels good and whatever. I know, Nom. I know. Not every game does need to be 100,000 plus people, but at least the conversation that Paul is having and other people have is that Sony needs it to be that. Honestly, make more skins. Literally, I've bought most of them. I would buy more. I haven't bought the bundle for all of them, but I have bought the individual skin for a good amount of them. Make bottom tier stuff a bit better. Make middle of the road more common when you are there. Yeah. 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 I think players need players understanding to play for the moment-to-moment fun rather than collecting is the answer. I don't care about loot or loss so much in Halo, but how do you reverse the trend in gaming? That's the thing, like, I've said before when we got into a fight and we killed like 7 people, but then we ended up getting killed. I'm sad that I lost my stuff, but also that PvP encounter was really, really, really fun. It was really, really fun. I've done the compiler more times than I count, but there's nothing else to do, nothing else normal to do. It's either Dire Marsh or Outpost, and we need more. Well, that's a completely other problem. A very small percentage of the already small player base have that issue, unfortunately. So I don't think you're gonna be getting anything new that's on like the same level as Cryo. Yeah, it's basically, yeah, you're the problem Paul's trying to address. It's true. It's true. I think it's weird that skins for games take so long to come out even though they're planned years in advance. All right, let's keep going.
I guess one that I think has the potential to attract the most new players, because if people, a lot of people just didn't really want to do a normal, Tarkov Arc Raiders PvP based extraction shooter. They thought it would be fun if it was Or like Helldivers, which is PvE, and like you work together as a co-op team and kill enemies that way. I just have my doubts about how this would work in practice. Like when I talk about wishing, in theory, that there was PvE content in Marathon, I'm talking more about like if they had a PvE campaign attached to this to like go through more story stuff, or if they were doing some sort of PvE map, doing it more like Helldivers, where the game is not really currently set up like that at all. And I think if you just dump...
Honestly, the conversation I think is a little bit silly. We're asking, it's like me going over to what's a game that I would want to be a different game. I don't actually have a lot of games that I want to be a different game because I'm either interested in a game or I'm not interested in a game. I'm struggling to think of an example. PvP and Monster Hunter. That is one. People want PvP and Monster Hunter. No, it's not a PvP game. But it's like me going to, I don't know, the original Control and saying, I would like this a lot more if it was actually a Souls-like. But it's not a Souls-like. So it's like, it's not a Souls-like, so it's not going to be a Souls-like. This isn't Helldivers. Helldivers is Helldivers. Helldivers exists. So I'm like, if you don't like the game, like you don't like the fact that there's PvP and it's an extraction shooter, then why are you even looking at it in the first place? I don't understand. Is it because you like the art? The art is cool. The art is cool. But like the game is the game, and trying it to all of the advice for Bungie to make Marathon have more players in it is just like, just make it like a different game. but like the game that I want. You know what? I would love a single player Souls-like Marathon. How about that? Do you want to give me that? No, guess what? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. They're not the same game, Spartan. They're very different. Elden Ring and Night Rain are two completely different games. If you like Elden Ring, you are not guaranteed to like Night Rain, and vice versa, I think. What's up, Kim? How you doing? How you doing? I don't even want more compiler level stuff. I just want normal, more casual... Sorry, I have hiccups. Casual maps. Ark has a lot of really varied maps. Marathon just needs more basic maps. Yeah, I can agree with that. Having more places for us to go and do stuff. Because currently it's like, I go to Dire Marsh if I'm doing a contract or helping someone with a contract. Otherwise, I go to Outpost. Or if I'm poor and we have a key, I'm going to Perimeter. But mostly, I'm just going to Outpost. But then I'm kind of in the space of, I found it, at least last weekend, really hard to do cryo because not only was I getting 3rd and 4th and 5th and 8th partied, I was getting 3rd and 4th partied by full teams of full goo guns. I don't even have one goo gun. So then that is like that's a separate problem, which they're not trying to fix here, at least. People want to follow it like it's not enough of extra honor that I like. People want to follow hype and not use their own brains to make decisions. This is also true. A lot of people who only knew Bungie for Destiny, yeah, I understand it from the Destiny community, because it's like, well, I really like Bungie's thing, and I'm kind of sad that this new game that Bungie's making is not for me. I do get that. I think if they implement something like Free Kit Frenzy and Juice Faction XP and give a free materialist buff just for playing it, it would be a great lift for the base of the community. Yeah, I could see all of that stuff sounds really reasonable, and I think wouldn't break the game, but would make things just a little bit more comfy. How you doing, Juicy? Do single player campaigns for extractions work? This the thing is that the story is in the campaign. It's just it's done through contracts, you know, and I think the contracts are actually really fun. How you doing, Fair Steaks? How you doing? Yeah, I don't love the PvP in Cryo. It's more so that. You know why? It's because it's like playing Destiny PvP when Mountaintop was super strong. That's why. It's because you're just in a tiny hallway. People don't even need to see you or really aim at you. And they can just shoot a grenade launcher that does no damage to them in this tiny hallway and kill an entire team. So that's rough. But that's just like a pretty easy balance problem, I would say. A lore mode where I could just check out the Outpost Processing Museum. I would like lore mode. Kazan, people didn't like, you know what? You're right. People didn't buy Kazan, so I don't trust what the people want. They're unreasonable. This is how all of the conversations about stuff goes. We have all these great ideas, and then I go, you know what? People are dumb, and I don't care if they play the game. I liked that the Division had an extraction game within it rather than the whole game. I feel like standalone extraction games will always struggle to get the numbers companies want. That's a fair statement. That's fair. Boo, Kazan, my sweet child. Yeah, a lot of extraction games also don't blow up right away. No, Marathon is just following like a more predictable pattern of extraction shooters, you know? It just kind of is. So, and Arc Raiders was the standout. And you could have the conversation of, well, was Sony expecting Arc Raiders? Sure, you can have that conversation. But Marathon isn't doing worse than other extraction shooters that have come out. But it has really good reviews though. It's got really good sentiment. 30 grenades. Yeah. That's why I Perimeter, I think I like Perimeter's PvP a lot. I think I like Perimeter's PvP a lot. It has good ranges. Yeah. Perimeter is pretty fun. Perimeter can get sweaty too. I like Marathon. I just wish it had more players. I know. That's why we're listening to Paul Tassi, who's going to teach us how it can get more players. How you doing, Titus? I hope you're doing good. The expectation of Bungie making the genre more mainstream was not met. That's true. Arc Raiders was, yeah, they didn't know about Arc Raiders when they bought Bungie. This is true. Came out way after. Marathon has a lot of fan art and cosplay. It has a really dedicated, passionate audience. And that's why I'm saying, like, listen, I understand the conversation of it not being enough for Sony because it's not money. But when you have a game that has really dedicated artists and cosplayers and players, lore masters, whatever, that is such a good indicator of long-term success. So I understand that maybe it's not enough right now. But that's why I'm like, Sony should definitely support it for many years to see if we can take that dedicated, passionate audience and turn it into larger numbers, which I think they're going to do. I don't see Marathon getting shut down within 3 years, personally. Thanks, Stygian. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's longevity success. Yeah. Sorry, Paul. Continue.
A bunch more UESC enemies into maps.
Sorry, Paul.
I think that would still get old pretty quickly. You know, I know UESC is more challenging than some other enemies in some other games, and they can be like,
you know what you need to do? Sorry, I already interrupted him. Okay, so I'm kind of hoping that like Night Diamarsh does something similar to this, but just drop the compiler on a motherfudger's head. Just drop them in there. You hear the weird noises, and then all of a sudden, compiler. but make it unkillable and it chase you around the map, Mr. X style. No, but I hope in terms of the way that maps come out and the way that the story plays out and the lore builds, I do hope that they bring in more maps, or even just adding different enemies to the map, as it being like, we broke into the marathon, into Cryo Archive, and now things have got all weird, and you know, Durandal can start talking to me saying that about escaping and being a god and stuff. That could be cool. I see clips from Japanese players on Marathon all the time. Yeah, me too. I hate that I'm thinking about player count, but every nerd knows the pain of something you love getting killed because of money. Yeah, I definitely like that. I think this is a fun conversation, but I think in terms of you as a player, just enjoy the video game. You can't control how many people play the video game. You cannot control what Sony does with Bungie or Marathon. So if you're enjoying it, just enjoy it and have a good time. I've heard really good things about people doing solo fill in Marathon as well, that they've had a really good experience with really nice people for the most part. Yeah. I always go to, I am not a video game investor. I am not a video game CEO. I am not the leader of Bungie or Sony. So all of this stuff I don't know about. I don't know enough about at all. I have no experience in any of these things. I have no experience in finance whatsoever, period. I can't even do my taxes. So what am I doing sitting here talking about, is this are these player counts enough for Sony if you put the player counts and mix it with the investment and from the thing that we heard about that one time in that earnings, and then we put it together, is this enough for Sony? Are they going to kill it? When are they going to kill it? Is it going to be 2 years? Is it going to be 1 year? I don't know. When's it going to... I don't know. I just play video games and I think Marathon's cool. But you know what I will say? If people let Marathon die, they are never allowed to speak about Titanfall ever again. You dumbasses wouldn't play a Titanfall 3, and you know it. 2, you're not allowed to ask for a unique anything in any genre ever again. Go play Marvel Rivals. Go play Roblox 2.0. Go give Madden all of your money. Go spend $1 million on whatever those cards are called in Grand Theft Auto. You don't deserve games that are art. You deserve games that are a product created by a CEO who just wants to milk your pockets dry. That's all. So that's all that will happen. That's all. For now, I'm just going to have fun. I know, Paragon dying scared you. I know. Well, so I think about how many games I've played, and I didn't realize that I was playing the golden age of the game, and now the game isn't around anymore, or I don't like the game anymore. And I'm like, that's why I'm just going to enjoy playing the video game. I'm just going to enjoy it. I don't want to look back and go, oh, I enjoyed Marathon, but people talking about player counts made me really sad. Yeah. Maybe we can send them all. Maybe we can send all of these people to their own planet or something. And they can just sit there and play like live service games, and every now and then they'll play Wukong and think that they're cultured gamers because of it. But then they can talk to each other about it, not me. You can play whatever you want. I'm just saying. I think Marathon is a prime example of it's just a good game, right? Like, clearly it is a good game. It has a unique art style. It is doing something unique in the extraction genre with the lore and the storytelling that they have, in my opinion. Like, that voice acting, that writing, that lore, hello, it's amazing. And if Bungie is able to keep up with that throughout the seasons and have it have the lore and the story and the world evolve every season, That is really good. And that would be amazing. And the gunplay is so good. Yeah, the gunplay is so good. It's a live service. It's a live service that launched with so few skins that people are begging Bungie to give us more skins. I am. Give me more skins. I will buy them. Sorry, Paul, continue.
You know, I know UASC is more challenging than some other enemies in some other games, and they can be like downright scary at times, but I also feel like that would probably get boring pretty quickly, and you're not going to be able to like just totally transform the game into something that feels more like Helldivers, because this would kind of have to be either a pretty short-term fix where Bungie's like, okay, 4 times the spawns, no enemies, like get in there. And you know, probably only on
That's true.
1 or 2 of the maps at best. Like I can't see them doing that on Outpost or Cryo. I mean, maybe, but I doubt it.
Oh, Iku. Okay, I want to hear why. I have 150 hours in the game, got the collector's edition, but I think I'm gonna end my time there for good. I'm just purely interested. No one will attack you. Just interested, because that's that's a lot of time invested. That's like the same amount of time as me, pretty much. Let's see, 174 hours. Where am I at with Marathon? I'm more than happy to play Marathon in the evening with buds if we're not playing anything else. I really enjoy my time with Marathon. I will play all of the updates when they come out. I will definitely come back for seasons. I think now I'm just at the point where I've experienced so much of the game and so many other games are coming out that I'm happy to kind of just play it a little bit here and there and then come back for new updates or more seasonal stuff. I have not, Titus. No, I haven't. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Endless Flare. Crimson Desert is art. It is now. They got rid of the AI art. This is true. Yeah, it's a $40 game. Yeah. Mr. E-Robot, you're totally correct. Extraction shooters aren't that popular generally. Arc Raiders skewed people's expectations. I just want to have more good, fun gunfights. Oh, that's true. Yeah, collector's edition. That's true.
But it wouldn't be if they were going to do like a total rebuilding of, you know, one of the maps in the gear and stuff like that, and the enemies and balance like that. That would be a very long-term project. That's not something they can just whip up, and that would require
I don't even know why we're talking about
a lot of resources that they may or may not have to spare, because they're also, you know, their main focus is always probably going to be on, you know, the PvP aspect of the game, and they've said as much. So that, I think, is not something.
And you know what? Good, because PvP carried Destiny for a long time when it was suffering through droughts after droughts after droughts, and PvP in Destiny got dropped. Just like that, because it's not monetizable. Because people paid for new seasons, they pay for new expansions, they pay for new guns, they don't pay for new PvP maps, not anymore. Full-time job. I don't know why I said full-time job, part-time in school. Still sunk a bunch of time, but the 3-month cycle, the progression is piss poor in my opinion. And my deadlock friends called me friendly slurs if I tried to entice them to the game. Friendly's interesting. So I play solo, which turned very badly in my opinion, and waiting around for LFGs in their Discord is just too many hurdles. I would be curious, I don't know if Iku can hear me, but I would be curious why you don't like just filling. Sorry, there's an ad. Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that Marathon is a game that is being its own thing, and for the first time with Bungie in a long time, it feels like Bungie made something that they genuinely just wanted to make. And that is the type of thing that I want to see from all of the game companies that I enjoy. That they're not making something to appeal to the masses to make the most amount of money possible. I'm not saying that Bungie and Sony don't want to make money. Please don't misconstrue what I'm saying. But I'm just saying that I think it feels incredibly refreshing for Bungie to have made something that is unapologetically what they want it to be. You know? Mr. E Robot, thank you for gifting us up to Iku. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. People in Phil are not very good. Okay. They're also they are communicating very well. Yeah.
I mean, you can necessarily pull an emergency lever on. There is this other idea that I think could be the least likely, given...
The least likely? I thought we were talking about the least likely. Completely reworking the game into Helldivers wasn't the least likely? I must have... Oh, my bad. I thought we were already on the least likely. Holy smokes. There's a recent players list in Marathon for a reason. If you solo fill and find a great group, send them friend invites. That's a good way to do it, yeah.
That it would require, I don't know, a pretty drastically different type of approach to the entire game. And that's the idea of making it an arena shooter or having like an arena mode.
People don't like arena shooters. Marsh, thank you for 89 months. Welcome back. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Listen, I'm not against them having an arena mode, but I don't think arena mode all of a sudden makes it have like 100,000 more players, you know? Marsh, thank you, my friend. We are watching Paul Tassie's video on how to make Marathon a massive success. Financially. Yeah. There are people who go into Phil with the mentality of, I'm here for myself, and if I have to use my teammates for bait, I will to escape. Unfortunate that happens a lot, but I push through. That is unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Why are you stuck playing Yakuza 0? Yeah, I love arena shooters. Yeah, 100%. But if we're talking about having the game be a massive success, why would making it an arena shooter do that? I don't think that it would do that. I don't think it would bring in more players.
I guess I could see that, but I feel like you would have to rebalance like pretty much everything in the game to accommodate that. And this isn't like, these aren't really built like true Apex maps, and I don't think it really lends itself to be like an arena shootery battle royale experience, or if it did, it would kind of be like a pretty half-assed one, because I think if you're trying to just transform a map that was made for a very specific purpose and change the genre into, you know, an arena shooter, or like maybe a respawns or a battle royale where you don't have respawns, it's not easy to just flip a switch and like alter the genre of your game, like particularly if you're Bungie.
Why are we going from extraction shooter to like hero arena shooter? That's not gonna work. that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. No, you don't get it. All those arena shooters that failed, it's because they didn't have an extraction mode tied to them. True. I'm actually very confused by this whole video. I feel like it is the ultimate nothing burger of a video. But you know why it is? It's because he doesn't play Marathon. So all of the things that you guys are bringing up, like maybe you you have more salvage when you exfil. Maybe you get easier access to blue shields. Maybe you have the base guns feel better. Maybe you have the free kits, the white heals that you get. Maybe you have those heals just heal faster or heal more. All of the things that you guys are bringing up that would make it to where if someone plays Marathon, they are less likely to quit Marathon. You're bringing it up because you play the game. Marathon is an old series, yeah. This is very much so like, how do we get more people to play? I think we get more people to play the game by just continuing to make a really good game, in my opinion. The way that you get people to stick around in the game, I think makes sense with the conversation that we've all been having about making that floor higher. So when you lose stuff, it doesn't feel as bad. But, yeah, people are hearing about how good the game is. There's still people being really weird about Marathon. If we're like a year down the road and consistently people are like, Marathon's really freaking good. Marathon's actually really good. Man, I'm loving Marathon right now. They just hit the season 4 story and things are getting nuts. If you have people saying that for a long period of time, and then when they get in the game, they're more likely to stick around, I think that's really all you need to do. I don't think you need to turn it into Helldivers. I don't think you need to turn it into an arena shooter. All of these things are ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Broken Tusk, thank you for 17 months. Welcome back. Thank you so much. Thank you. I think they need 2 more normal maps, maybe a battle pass refresh. The rest can be worked around. Yeah. Having more maps that are not cryo, or even outpost, I think would be great. 10 minutes in a 1v1 against barrel bearing hunter because they kept dying. Up the credits. Yeah. What if you just were richer so that you could buy shields better or heals or guns? Yeah. I'm not cool at all. A story mode wouldn't hurt. This game just borrows OG Marathon setting. Look at Destiny. It all starts with a great prologue, then everything else just falls into place. Here's the question. Would a story mode really not hurt the game? Because I actually think a story or PvE or whatever would actually hurt the game. Because yes, people would play it for the campaign. Maybe someone would pay $40 for a marathon campaign. That doesn't mean that they're going to play the extraction shooter part of the game, first of all. So that doesn't help with the longevity at all. They get $40, but then that's it. Then you're stuck with the problem that you're going to have to keep making more campaigns. You're going to have to make more campaigns. You're going to have to make another PvE update. And then when you start having a PvE community and a PvP community, now who do you listen to? The PvE community wants this, but the base game is this, and the PvP community wants this, and it ends up being all over the place. So I do actually think that it would hurt the game. I think it would be a bad idea. This sounds familiar. Yeah, you're literally right back in Destiny where you're making too many different types of games for too many different types of people, and no one is happy. There are story missions. They exist in Marathon. Factions exist in Marathon. They're really good. The story and lore and factions and contracts are all really good. And I think that an extraction shooter honestly works perfectly for the type of story that Bungie's playing. T. Christ, thank you for the $5 super chat. Love the game, but Bungie tricked Sony into funding a passion project. Too hardcore for a general audience. don't actually know why it's hardcore. I'll be honest. I really don't get what's so hardcore about it. I'll be so real. I don't. But I understand what people are saying. I appreciate your super chat. Thank you. Titanfall 2, that's a good point, Vortec. Titanfall 2 has one of the, if not the best FPS stories ever. No one played the multiplayer, and Titanfall 2 died, and we will never get a Titanfall 3. Yeah. Niche, yes. Hardcore, I don't think so. I wouldn't say. Yeah. Sorry, Paul. Let's go back to your reasonable thing that they're gonna put into Marathon to make it sell 5 billion copies.
Because they don't move especially fast. So, well, I think it would be, quote, easier to just push the PvE button and up the enemies and tell people to go in there and go nuts. Redesigning a lot of aspects of the game to better accommodate an arena shooter would be different. You know, think about like the cooldowns on abilities and stuff. Like if you're trying to do more high-paced action, think about heat generation. Like you would have to change a ton and then also balance that at the same time you're trying to balance the main mode, the extraction shooter. My guess is they just start with some of the basics that they start with.
If we're talking about campaign in terms of like it's a one-time campaign and that's it, then I think that doesn't hurt the game. No. But you know what? You know what it would? You know what it would do? All the people giving all of these thoughts and feelings about, guys, how do we make Sony and Bungie make $4 billion from Marathon? They're going to have to spend so much money making a campaign that it is more likely that they'll make a campaign and the game will get canceled than them continuing to make a PvP game. And I don't think it would convert that many people into Marathon players. If people aren't willing to give Marathon a chance, I can't see them really paying $40 for a what? In all of those games, they're pretty short campaigns. You can normally finish them in a day, maybe 2. Lord have mercy. So I would personally really like to have having a campaign. You jump into the campaign, you get introduced to like the very basics of the lore and the story and the world, and then you continue that story in the extraction shooter part of the game. I think that sounds great. But the campaign isn't there, and if they were to add one, it would be such a huge cost and time sink that I think that puts them more at risk than anything. And I don't know if it would be enough to move the needle in terms of long-term player base that's going to keep buying skins, right? Honestly, unironically, the roguelike mode is kind of, we're going to continue, but it's kind of what Joe Ziegler is talking about adding to the game this week. What the hell? Got short hair? The Pragmata launch trailer debuts tomorrow. How exciting! Sir 50 Shades, thank you for 40 months. 44 months, I'm so sorry. Welcome back. Yeah, it's kind of a nothing burger of a video. It's like me going, guys, what if we made Night Rain a single player open world game, but then we added like 14 maps and 400 bosses to the game? What if we took Night Rain and we added like 700 new bosses, and then we also added an extraction mode, and there was also a 1v1 Street Fighter mode? But they're doing this mode called Free Kit Frenzy, where you load into Dire Marsh with a sponsored kit, and you have to use what you find in the map. That's it. But unironically, extraction shooters literally are roguelikes, just with PvP. It's roguelikes, but there's PvP, Roguelike is a PvE game. Extraction shooters are PvP games, but they're the same. Sir 50 Shades, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I wouldn't recommend watching the Pragmata video based on the screenshot that they had in that tweet. Because, what the heck? He's got a clipboard. He's got a clipboard, which probably means he's selling something. We don't answer for clipboard boys. I might answer for a clipboard girl, but not a clipboard boy. Who that is? He has a clipboard. Me yelling about Marathon. I know you're in there. I am in here. But that picture that they used for the tweet is at a point in the game that you're not allowed to show in Let's Plays until the 18th. So I'm not saying that that means anything, but I'm just saying that in terms of embargo, you're not allowed to show that until the 18th in a Let's Play. You can show whatever in a stream. I don't know why that makes sense, but I don't freaking know. You can charge 70 for the campaign, 30 if you already have the base game, kind of like StarCraft and expansions. He's using a Segway. He showed up on a Segway. Oh no, it's summer. It means the Segway bug boys are back. Stop yelling about Segway bug boys. He's literally right outside the door. You guys will get to know all about Segway bug boys if you don't already know. I have 15 hours in Pragmata, and I would expect that I have at least 5 hours left in the campaign, and I expect that I have at least another, like, 12 or something in the game. Yeah. I'm actually close to 16, and I haven't finished it. Anywho, sorry about that. They TLDR, they bang on the door and ring the doorbell all day asking if you want to buy bug repellent or something. Yeah, it's zero to hero runs. Yeah. I think it's going to be really freaking fun. I think that mode is going to be really fun, and I'm going to try it.
Bringing up lower tier players and making...
Oh, here we go. This is a good conversation.
Also balance that at the same time you're trying to balance the main mode, the extraction shooter. My guess is they just start with some of the basics, that they start with bringing up lower tier players and making dying less punishing, making gearing up into something somewhat reasonable, past just purely green and white gear half the time. They make that
the smart
easier.
thing.
I am not sure what they can do about some of these issues, because if the player population keeps declining, you are, generally speaking, just getting the more hardcore people staying. And
what the hell?
You know, this...
Because of the podcast, I know.
In another PvP game, that might be less of a big deal, but here, because the stakes are so high every match, and because of how much you can lose, you know, running into a gold shield team with a goo gun and you just are instantly obliterated from the map, and it might not even be on one of the hard maps, like who knows. That is going to be pretty dispiriting.
The goo gun is actually less of an issue on Perimeter and Dire Marsh. It's just, if they're in a tiny hallway, it's really problematic.
Dispiriting is this idea of, you know, constantly needing to be in fill teams. I don't think most...
So watching Fran stream actually gives me a good amount of insight into, like, the everyday player. Yeah, it does give me a lot of insight, because he doesn't have access to blue shields very often. And I think someone like Fran probably should be at the point where he does have pretty easy access to blue shields. So yeah, I think that those changes make a lot of sense. Where someone like Fran, who has, I don't know how many hours he's in, but he's like, what, level 60 something? Has access to frequent blue shields would be great.
People are probably having a great experience with fill teams. I do think people like the duos a lot. I think that is probably something that's going to stick around.
Yeah.
That may need its own form of balancing a bit, but
nice. Oh, there's a recent anime I recommend. Different to Orb, but probably the most genuine look at humanity I think I've ever seen, and that is Journal with Witch. Journal with Witch is really, 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 really good. Also, A Place Further Than the Universe. Place Further Than the Universe. It'll make you cry. Violet Evergarden, if you haven't seen that. Cautionary recommendation for Taco P's Original Sin. Cautionary recommendation. It is the show. It deals with a lot of very, 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 very tough subjects, and they show it. They just straight up show it. I am not someone who is generally affected by any of that stuff, and it made me bawl my eyes out. 86 is very good. Yeah. Yeah, I if people skip Takopi, I completely I recommend that people do skip if they're like, I don't know. If you sit there and you go, I don't know, you should not watch it. That show is I don't know what it was about the way that they told the story or showed the story, but it was rough. It was real bad. It was real bad.
Stick around. That may need its own form of balancing a bit, but this is where you're going to start. You're going to start with introducing like modes that are at least adjacent to what you currently have and altering things at least on the lower end. Like, it doesn't really matter to the hardcore people if low tier people are getting like better shields or green weapons or whatever. It's not like they're going to become overpowered or anything, but it will potentially narrow that gap at least a little bit compared to where it is now. And then there's obviously the questions about like future map development, like future hero development, like how that will be casual or not casual. And like, I guess I should have said this up front, but like, this is not meant to be like me whining about like, oh, like it's just too hard. If they change these things, I would totally play it. I'm trying to just do this as a meta thing where like the bald fact is like they need more players. And obviously the idea of getting more players involves getting more casual, even if that will upset a portion of the community. The question is how, and how viable are some of these answers they're projecting? Because like, keep in mind, it took 6 years to get to this point of just a 4-map 6-hero extraction shooter. So being like, oh, well, now we're going to do an arena shooter, a battle royale, like on top of that.
Don't be
like,
ridiculous.
How long do you think that's going to take? Like, in addition to this, so you know, and how hard was it that Overwatch, Overwatch should have PvE content, and they spent years hyping that up, and then ultimately scrapped it because it was a lot harder than it sounded. So whatever sounds like an easy answer probably isn't. So this is why I definitely think we're going to see more small scale changes in that direction. But do
we think that any of these suggestions were easy answers to how do we get more people? Because that's not what he's saying, right? That is surely not. That's not what Paul's saying. I don't think
surprised.
So. I don't think that's what Paul's saying. That'd be crazy.
I don't think they could get anything substantive like that out like within the first year, unless they're just doing the no people, more spawns PvE map thing. That also raises questions about like, you know, balancing, and are you giving out trash gear there because it's easier? Like there are many questions that any of these raise, even the ones you think are more viable. So it's tough. There's no answers. We can see where, you know, things start to level out, but things are still going down like every week, and that trend needs to be reversed. I saw a thread where people were talking about like, all my friends quit, like, you know, I don't have anyone to play with anymore. I have to like play with Phils, and people are like, well, go to the Discord. But like,
well, my physical therapist actually told me that his friend just bought Marathon and he's trying to get everyone else to buy Marathon with him. So that's a new player, you know, now what?
Yeah, that's great, but you can't just tell every
actually, though,
new player that's about to quit to go to the Discord. That's not really a viable solution for everybody. And I understand, because it's not just you having burnout. If you were trying to play with a dedicated team, which is the way to play this game, like more so than even other.
I don't like. I think I'm feeling like I don't have burnout. I'm just at the point where I've played a lot and I have a lot of the stuff that I want. I would like to mess around with more gold guns. Like, I haven't used all of them, but I've used a lot of them. And in terms of my experience, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. I haven't done all of cryo stuff, but I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. So if they add a big update, like they're adding a new mode, I'm going to try a new mode. Oh, they added a new character. I'm going to try the new character. Oh, they added a new map. I'm going to try a new map. New season comes out. I'm going to play a lot at the beginning of a new season. It's one of those games, like extraction shooters are one of those games where they have a pretty big population rise at the beginning of a wipe, because that's when people find it the most fun to play extraction shooters. And then it slowly goes down, you know, and then it goes back up again. You just extracted the anomaly from Dire as a rook? What the hell? That's crazy. Yeah, this video is... So I usually listen to Paul when I'm like cleaning in the morning or something. I've never actually sat down and paid a lot of attention to it, but it really is like a lot of a... It is a lot of a nothing burger, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I have 174 hours in the game. I plan on playing more. I'm very happy with my experience. I'm gonna buy new skins, by the way. I'm probably gonna buy the skin that comes out tomorrow. Unless it's for... Unless it's for Destroyer. I won't buy a new Destroyer skin. Unless it's cute. Then I will. I really do not know why they didn't care to have a solo experience from the jump. Personally, I feel bad being one of the online people yelling they should have had that at launch when they could have made the trio game they wanted, even though that meant I probably wouldn't pick it up. No, I think them making the solo experience better makes a lot of sense. And I don't think that that would be some mammoth task for them.
Shooters, and you start losing your friends, then that just makes it an empirically worse experience for you. So those are hard problems to overcome as well.
Exactly.
Again, I don't subscribe to this idea that there's some sort of imminent shutdown at play if Bungie doesn't pull out of a, dip, nosedive or whatever. I think there's certainly going to be time for this. We will find out more during Sony's earnings call. I don't know when that is. It's not imminent, but I have to imagine that they would mention Marathon because it is their highest profile live shooter launch since, well, I guess Concord was high profile, but like one that is not immediately bombing since Helldivers. So we'll see. Really tough
question. Do you think it's weird that gamers listen to earnings calls? Just, I understand why. I understand why. But it just feels like, why am I listening in on an earnings call with a meeting with like the higher ups of a company, you know? You know? I don't know. Maybe I'm not involved in the business. They could tell me the inner workings of their company when it comes to finances, and I will not know what it means. I'll go, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. It's just like when people watch like GDC talks from developer from dev studio to dev studio, and they're like, oh my god. And it's like, they're talking to other game developers to help them in game development. They're not talking to you as a consumer. And if you are not in the industry that they are formatting this conversation about, you probably won't understand it, or you'll misinterpret it, or if you are not in that business, you unfortunately do need to be spoken to as a consumer. If you're just a gamer, you're a consumer of video games, you need to be talked to as a consumer, and you're not really going to understand a lot of the stuff that they're saying because you're not in that industry. That's the thing. I remember when gamers liked games instead of business. That's the thing. I understand the conversation. We're doing it right now. It can be interesting conversations for sure. And I think you being interested in the industry and wanting to get into the business of the video game industry is very different to like, I'm just a gamer who like plays video games. Because again, I cannot control if more people play Marathon. I cannot control if Sony or Bungie drop Marathon. I literally have zero control over that. The only thing that I can do is have fun playing Marathon and talk about how it's fun. And no, that's literally it. That's it. The only reason to listen is because we can't trust publishers, and that's fair. Yeah, I think I don't find it weird, but I think it's the accumulation of all of the other things, right? Like looking at Steam charts, looking at game budgets, looking at earnings calls, looking at all of these things. It's the culture around all of looking at the business side of video games and talking about how much was the budget? Well, how much did the game sell? How many people are playing it? We're going to watch this game for the next year. And if it drops at any point, we're going to say it's doomed and everyone needs to be fired. It's that culture around all of that that I find weird, because it's now actually much harder to find legit conversations around a video game than it used to be. And it's really annoying. We saw this with Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade was the first game that I really, really, really noticed it with. And it's because everyone was talking about the culture war of Stellar Blade, and no one was showing Stellar Blade game clips unless she was twerking on a ladder. So if I, as a gamer, wants to find out about, well, how is the music in Stellar Blade? How's the gameplay? How does the gameplay deepen throughout? It was really hard to find that information because people were not talking about the video game. And yeah, I think we do have a lot of cases like that with most video games now, unfortunately. The conversation that you find around a video game will mostly be about culture war stuff or earnings instead of it being about the game. Obviously, it can sway like how extreme that is. Like plenty of people are talking about Marathon as a video game, but it just really muddies the conversation. It muddies the conversation a lot. And in terms of like this is a hobby. Video games are a hobby. I play video games because they're fun. I fell in love with video games because I enjoyed playing video games. And having the hobby just be all about like earnings calls and Steam player charts and investments and stuff, that's not my hobby. My hobby is playing the video games. That's my hobby. There isn't much actual journalism in gaming anymore. That is true. Yeah, that is true. Oh, there was a culture war. Honestly, there's a culture war about pretty much every game that comes out. And Stellar Blade was a really good game. So I was annoyed at both sides of the aisle. I was annoyed at people like Grums because they were just talking about her ass and how she's hot. And then I was annoyed at the other side because they're like, oh, it's a Gooner game, so we're not going to play it because it's a Gooner game. And I'm like, this is just a solid action game. The action feels really good and the music is really good. And you can get outfits for Eve, like 40 outfits within the game. You can earn it, and that's dope. That's really cool. So both sides annoyed me on that because no one was just talking about that the game is actually really good. I'm a small business owner. It intrigues me the decisions leaders make in their companies, but to be fair, that extends to just companies in general. No, that's totally fine. I don't even think that it's weird to listen to these things. It's really just how the overall culture has become. It's pocket watching. You guys know what that means. It's pocket watching. We're just sitting here watching pockets instead of pushing buttons. What happened to pushing buttons? Miss Mystic Magic, thank you for the raid. I appreciate you. Let me get you a shout out. Hold on 1 second. There you go. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, can you imagine if Bayonetta came out right now? Could you imagine if Nier Automata came out right now? So I just that's why I really always want to stay focused on just enjoying video games with you guys, because it sounds really stupid, but in the gaming industry, it's actually pretty hard to find someone or a place or a space or whatever of people who just enjoy video games and are having fun playing them. Have a fantastic night. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Bagel, it was really annoying. It was like Stellar Blade, actually a really good game. Enjoy your hobby. Yeah. Bayonetta 3 had its own controversy. You're actually so correct. I totally forgot about that. I totally forgot about that. Are you guys, you know what I'm excited about? I'm excited for when the Monster Hunter Wilds expansion comes out and everyone says Wilds is the best Monster Hunter ever, and I'm going to say, you get out right now. You go, you're not welcome here anymore. We're not welcoming because you're lying and I don't like you and you're annoying me. Get out. Yeah, exactly. Stellar Blade was a feature-complete, solid action game, but no one wanted to talk about it. Correct. Yeah, we're gonna be the annoying gatekeeping people. It's true. It's true. Do I want to order dinner? Pick something you want, and I'll see if I want in. I could eat at home too. If you don't like me at my base game, you don't deserve me at my expansion. Players will just use their earnings calls to fan the flames to their own fires. Yeah, it's true. I'd be so down for Thai food. Is it feminism to enjoy games with awesome kicking animations? Listen, Capcom is cooking. Capcom is cooking. They've released 3 games this year. All of them are like 80 plus. High 80s. Actually, 85 plus, right? Wait, 85 plus?
Problems ahead for Bungie. If you are still loving the game, that's awesome. I just think for the overall health of the game, they are going to have to do more things to cater to casual players, even if on its face that sounds like it sucks and it sounds like it can make the game worse for existing people.
All right, let's start again because I didn't listen to anything that was said.
It's just sort of gotta happen. It's just a matter of whether it can happen in a way that works,
okay,
or
let's start again.
If it doesn't. So I guess we will see. Bungie's been giving pretty frequent updates about stuff. Usually it's kind of like imminent things like balancing. Like, keep in mind, they have to balance the current state of the game too. Like they're buffing Blackbird or no Recon. Why they change all the names? And like they just listed.
Actually, Mr. Paul Tassi, you would understand that the reason for these names are in the lore. Yeah. It's like you have the archetype and then you have the specific model of it, but you would have to read the lore in order to know that. Or just read the skins. Mr. Paul Tassi, have you purchased any skins recently? And have you read them? The lore on the skins? I haven't read the lore on all the skins, but I did buy them.
Though, so it's not even like they can be like, all right, well, we're gonna start working on another mode. Like they have to work. They already have like the next few seasons mapped out because these things are developed ahead of time.
Yippee.
So they can't just instantly pivot to one of these.
You know, I want to apologize to you guys because I said we should just play video games and have fun playing video games. But today I didn't play video games. We watched trailers. We made fun of the anal game and read AI reviews. I'm sorry.
These other big things. The things they can do are like the smaller things where like shields or health or weapons or increasing stuff like that. But they also have to like work on weapon balancing, character balancing. So
the anal game. Yeah, hold. It's called Analyst. It's called Analyst. It's this game. This was really fun, though. This was fun. I enjoyed reading these reviews. These reviews were a good time. I had a really good time. Hold on. I want to add onions. I'm adding onions. We're going to have 2 of these. And we're going to get 1 of the potato soft potato. No, sorry. Spicy potato soft taco. I got there eventually. It just took me a while. I'm going to add tomatoes and onions. We'll go crazy. Analus. It's analus. We have Monster Hunter Stories, Resident Evil 9, Pragmata, and Stories. Yeah, and then Onimusha is also coming out today. Question: why? Oh, here's a story spin for you. Did Capcom release 4 Capcom games to make up for the disappointing sales of Monster Hunter Wilds last year because they know the expansion next year is going to make up for the next year? I don't think that made any sense. 4 games for 1 Monster Hunter. No, but I was thinking about it, though. I was thinking about why are they releasing 4 Capcom games in 1 year? All of them are like new, too. They're not like remakes, is what I mean. They're not remakes. They're not remasters. They're like full ass video games. Oh. Robot lady's talking to me again. Oh, did you try it, Andre? Did you like it? Ooh. Because they like that. Because they just be like that. Because Capcom's making like 400 games, so releasing 4 in 1 year is nothing. Yeah, Pragmata definitely got delayed. Stories and Resident Evil 9. I mean, this would be the way to make your quarterly PP pretty big. It is true. It is true. Oh yeah, which hat looks amazing. Yeah. No, Onimusha doesn't have a release date, but they're still saying it's coming out this year. Should we watch a Pragmata review? What time is it? Okay. Let's see. One that that's a Game Informer. You liked Maddie's? I haven't watched it yet. How spoilery are we talking? Pragmata would be the first of 2026 fiscal year. Oh. That's true. That is true. Oh yeah. There's so many anime. So many. Oh, they would put this out soon.
What
soon,
are
recently?
you?
This is great.
I am DI-03367, a state-of-the-art Pragmata created here at the Cradle. I possess basic life-saving...
How about we call you Diana?
Diana?
Yeah. From now on, you can be Diana. How's that fit?
Diana. Hugh. Diana.
Yeah.
Hugh. Diana. Hugh. Diana. Hugh. Diana. Hugh. Diana. Hugh. Diana. Hugh. Diana.
Kids. Diana.
Diana.
Yeah, this story isn't going to end well. That's the first thing I saw. Yeah, she's really cute. So we were talking about this earlier. So Cowboy in his comments said, had to record this right after finishing the game and hadn't fully recovered from the emotional damage just yet. So voice is a little off. And people were like, I could tell that you were crying. Yeah, you gonna be crying. You gonna be crying. I'm gonna be. You crying? If you're crying, I'm crying. Yeah, I was telling Cowboy that because I've been recording a Let's Play of Pragmata to go up when I'm in Japan, and he was like, "You should just finish it," and I'm like, "No, I want to experience like the finale with chat live," and he's like, "No, no ugly crying on stream for me," and I was like, "Oh." Yeah, I'm gonna turn into a human embodiment of a puddle. Switch 2. Switch 2. It's performing well on the Switch 2.
Salutations, everybody.
We'll watch
It is
Maddie
Maddie
plays.
here today. Hope you're all doing absolutely excellent. Today, we're gathering to discuss the latest game from Capcom in Pragmata.
Yeah,
They have been on an absolute heater
balling.
lately, whether it's Resident
Claire
Evil
Obscure.
or Mega Man Star Force Legacy Collection. Now, I think you can add Pragmata to that list. Look, this game arrives
they
after
might.
a ton of delays. It
Did
was
I watch the
originally
drama?
revealed-
Which drama? The drama. No.
in 2020.
Oh.
It was supposed to come
Oh,
out
it's a movie.
in 2022.
Oh,
It was
okay.
one of those next-gen only titles at the time of its
Oh.
reveal.
My gameplay looks better than this. I'm just saying. Okay, granted, I don't know what it looks like uploaded to YouTube because I haven't looked at it yet. But my gameplay, it looks good. Visually, it looks good. You'll have to let me know if it looks good when you see it uploaded.
Is Capcom up to? Well, this game would eventually get delayed into 2023
good. It
before
looks good.
disappearing for a long while. Now it's 2026, and the game actually got its release
Oh.
date moved up a week.
Let me
How about
move.
that? Well, I've been playing it for a while now. I haven't quite finished it yet, but I had to deliver impressions on this game because I am having so much fun with it. I already had it high on my hype list entering 2026, but I skipped out on the demo that Capcom did, and I'm so glad I did because it's just been such a fresh experience. The way that the shooting and hacking work combined with this really fun universe, I've just been having a blast with Pragmata.
He's
Now,
right.
shout out to Capcom for providing the early review
He's right,
code.
you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're new here and you're into the latest day one reviews, impressions, previews,
You could fit it in Resident Evil 9, yeah. Yeah, you definitely could.
got a whole lot of that going on.
I think the demo is
Consider
really good if you're just
subscribing.
not sold on it. But
Look,
other than
we
that,
know
I don't think you
Capcom
need
for the
to.
likes of Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, Mega Man.
Monster
but
Hunter,
sometimes they'll do
whoa!
a weird game, a random
they
game
do.
every now and
That's
again.
why I love
whether
them.
it be an Exoprimal or a Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess.
Yeah.
These smaller type of games
That's
that
why I love
aren't
them.
really attached to any of their core IP. Again, you can add Pragmata to that list now. Let's talk a little bit about this story thus far. You play as Hugh, and him alongside a team of astronauts arrive on the moon
Was
for
this
what is a
recorded on the
pretty
Switch?
standard mission. After a moonquake and the betrayal of the machines thanks to a rogue AI known as Edis, Hugh is left out on his own. Well, that is until he quickly finds himself being saved by a young girl who he ends up calling Diana because she's actually a robot known as a Pragmata, and she actually has a code name that's just far too long to remember. At the heart of the
If I
story,
see anything, okay, actually, for those of you who don't want spoilers, I can comfortably say that in the reviews, they're not allowed to put any gameplay past what we've already seen. So like that New York looking stage and the stage that was in the demo, they're legally not allowed to put anything up after that. So you shouldn't see any spoilers in any of the reviews.
is a new resource found on the moon called Luna Filament. It has allowed humanity to effectively 3D print objects
didn't
on
know
a
she was a
whole other
robot.
level. And we're not talking about your like dinky Switch 2 collectibles wherever y'all 3D printing dorks decide to 3D print. No, we're talking about New York City. Look at this real life representation of New York City. It looks like the exact thing I was just at a couple of weeks ago. Perfect. It is kind of that mystery on like, why are they trying to recreate New York City on the moon? Why are they trying to recreate other landmarks on the moon? Combining that with Hugh being disconnected from Earth, he ends up forging what I would call a pretty predictable yet somewhat wholesome relationship with Diana. He starts off not trusting the machines, talking smack about them, and
He
his
hates
situation
clankers.
forces him, unsurprisingly, to reconcile with those beliefs when he knows his very survival depends on a machine who happens to act a lot like a human. Before you know it, these two are high-fiving and celebrating their teamwork, and a lot of their relationship and the way it is written is that Hugh is the knowledgeable human, and then you have Diana who's like, oh, what is a high five? You know, we've seen this sort of robot human relationship before.
A mystery and lots of robot
Together,
fighting.
they'll forge on to inform Earth about what has happened thus far, and at the same time, this moon base that they're on was supposed to be full of humans, but now they're all gone, and you're not sure what happened to them.
Nobody
Along
knows.
the way, you're going to fight plenty of robots like walkers,
that freaking ugly-ass weird baby.
crushers, spiders, sweepers, and so on that are hell-bent on killing you thanks to Edis. Why they have rebelled remains a mystery, and along the way, you're not really finding any dead bodies, so again, it's like, what's going on here? I actually have found the mystery compelling thus far, even if some of the subject matter and the way it's talked about is kind of familiar and on the nose. It's still just such a rich universe, and it really leans heavily into that lore with its gameplay, which is why I wanted to start with the story. It's
so
largely centered around the idea that cheap imitations hold little value, but that's all done in the face of Diana, someone who is technically a cheap imitation of a human, yet passes for the real thing and has a ton of heart, you know, that sort of thing. It dives into subject matter such as humanity leaning hard into robots or artificial intelligence, and that strips away their very purpose. So again, it's very topical, and given the writing is so on the nose, a lot of what's been said here has been heard before, and it's probably the only part of the game you could feel, I put in quotes, the delay. I think that's kind of impressive, because when a game gets mega delayed like this, you usually feel the mess in it somewhere, but they did a good job cleaning up. If there was a mess,
the reason for Pragmata being delayed is they took a year making the gameplay feel good in terms of like the hacking here and the 3D space that you're moving in. They took an entire year just making that feel good. Not even talking about making content on top of it, but making it feel good. So yeah, I mean, they said that they had this idea from the very beginning. The idea has remained the same the entire time. They knew what they wanted to do, but they wanted to make sure that that gameplay felt really, really, really good. And it does. How many blonde children will Onimusha have? So far this year, it's 2 out of 3? Or does Stories have one as well? Does blonde? Yeah, there's a blonde lady in Stories.
I feel like so far, just about 10 hours in, I can't see it or feel it. What I really loved most about Pragmata is it's weird. It's this almost Kojima style of weirdness. Like for Diana's ability upgrades, she'll literally bite onto a data chip and you'll see like all the data running through her eyes, and then she'll smile afterwards. It's so strange. Or there's a robot named Cabin who resides in your personal shelter, and his face respects screen orientation. So you know, you like flip your phone kind of like this. I swear to God, I'm like a Capcom fanboy now. Look at this Mega Man phone case. But nonetheless, you know, your phone, like when you rotate it, like the screen will rotate too. So his face actually respects that, and I thought that was just hilarious. There's some real campy dialogue here, which I also enjoyed. But beyond that, the soundtrack is
great.
Subtle and peaceful, yet so beautiful in this game. Take a listen to what you hear when you're roaming around your shelter, upgrading your stuff.
It's safe room music. When I heard it, I was like, oh, this is like safe room music.
It's got such a home away from home feeling, and given the setting of the game, the isolation that your characters are feeling, it really packs a similar emotion to when you're on the Yorha base in Nier Automata, and that's some good company to be in. I was really taken aback by how great this soundtrack was across both combat and its more peaceful moments, alongside those emotional moments. It's really good stuff.
Loads of charm and personality.
See, even though there's a bit of familiar subject matter here, it's just got such personality attached to it, and I really enjoy this world thus far. But what I love most and what got me interested in this game is the gameplay. And Capcom just knew they had a fire gameplay loop here, dude. And you know that they were aware of this, because they just said, get them in it as soon as possible. Within like 20 minutes, you're just in that loop. There is no wasted time, no fat on.
What happened? Did I get banned? Oh, did he show gameplay he's not supposed to? I wonder if he showed gameplay that he's not supposed to, so he took it down. Delete the VOD. We definitely are nuke the. I don't need to nuke the VOD. He hasn't shown anything that is he hasn't shown anything that he's not allowed to show. Isn't the game out already? No. It says private. What do you think of players and commenters describing the character design of the child android Diana? What do I think of the pedophiles? I don't like them. He might have a couple things. Maybe there was a mistake that he wanted to fix, or he included gameplay that he wasn't supposed to. I liked Exoprimal too. It was really fun. Yeah, no, the Reddit got taken down because people were being weird about it. And there's always this thing of like, well, but she's not even like a real person. She's like an android, so it's not the same. I'm like, brother, if you like the appearance of a child who clearly looks like a 6-year-old child, I do not care if she's 7,000 years old. I don't care if she has some kind of like medical disorder that makes her look like a child. I don't care if she's a robot. The fact that you are interested in a 6-year-old is weird. Okay? Because if you were not inclined to like those kind of things, you wouldn't have any feelings like that. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. A beautiful black, a left, a white, a beautiful twa. Where is it? Finished videos. Hold on. I'm trying to see. 1 second. I can't believe he removed it live. I can't believe it. I was actually having a good time. I was having a good time. Never mind. I can't find it. Well, anywho, let me get rid of this so you can't see my stuff. Well, so much for that. I mean, I think if you're like a normal functioning person, you have the same opinion. Well, now my Taco Bell's gonna be here before we can get through another video. Maddie, you've ruined my night. Maddie, you've ruined it. Why'd you do that? Back to reading analysts' reviews. Back to the analyst reviews. Oh, yeah, Goldman. Yeah. Breyer put this on his wish list. Look at that. The Eternal Life of Goldman looks really good, actually. Is this out now? I was about to say.
The inhabitants.
We were talking about people being weird about Diana. Windrose is coming out. It's like it's a 3-hour demo? Damn. That's kind of crazy. We are going to be playing Replaced. Woo woo. I know that Windrose goes into early access the same day, and people are really excited about it. You want to know the terrible thing, Ultima? You want to know the most terrible thing? I don't have the deluxe edition for early access, so I can't use the outfits. Very sad about it. But I will upgrade to the digital deluxe when the game is out. I can't do it right now, but I will when it's out. Someone was saying something about estimated performance when set to balance preset 1080p 60 FPS frame rate might drop in graphics intensive scenes. AMD Radeon 600 and 3060 12 gig required to support ray tracing. Intel i7 2060 Super. Brother, if you are upset about the fact that you're getting 1080p 60 and balanced with a 2060 Super, I don't know what to tell you. An 8 gig 2060 Super? I mean, come on now. I feel like that's pretty good. It has early access? Pragmata? No. God, I can't say Pragmata, guys. It's so unnatural. Yeah, I saw, let me bring up the tweet so I don't misquote this person. What did you run it on? Because I said performance was really good. What did you run it on? I saw the specs on Steam and the additional notes kind of irked me. So specifically this. Oh, do you mean Windrose is early access? Windrose has early access. It's in about 4 or 5 hours. Ooh. I would give it a try, but I'm playing Replace tomorrow. Yeah, so specifically the additional notes. Estimated performance set to performance preset on a 1080p 45 FPS. But this is with a 1660, brother. This is with a 1660? Hold. When did the 1660 release? 2019. You're on a 7-year-old GPU and you're upset about, I don't know, no, seriously, yeah, people, this is why I'm so glad that they added, perfect example, why they added the ability to share your PC specs in the reviews, like this. Thank God. This is why he goes off on them. You're not wrong. It is why. It is why. But I feel like, yeah, I mean, I might be out of touch. Very possible. But I feel like these additional notes saying that if you're on a 1660, you might be playing at 1080p 40 FPS. Or if you're on a 2060 Super, you might be at 1080p 60 FPS. I don't feel like that's unreasonable. I might be out of touch. But I also like that they're specifying what this means, right? Like, what does recommended mean? Is recommended for 4K? Is it for 2K? Is it for 1080p? Is it for 400 FPS? Is it for 70 FPS? Is it for 240 FPS? Like, what is recommended? It crashed all the time. I have visual glitches, not optimized. Yeah, it could be, exactly. I need the context. Did anyone in here play The World Ends With You on the DS in 2007 or the Switch remaster or sequel? Apparently pretty great action RPG that had Pragmata adjacent control gameplay hook. Oh, interesting. I don't think I have. Oh God, how much is a 2060 Super? Okay, $645. This one is $199 pre-owned. $645. Is this a... Wow, these are some wildly different prices. So not cheap. Not cheap. Newegg has it at $645. Dude, that's insane. Why would you... come on now. There's no way. There's no way. What's going on? What about it irked you? It all seems reasonable from what I'm reading. But I think everyone knows that Pragmata is like really well optimized. It's a thing that I heard about a lot. Yeah, you'd be totally fine. If you have a 30 series card, you are big chillin'. I have I mean, you guys can see my specs. Hold. And then I'll copy it into YouTube chat. So that's my PC. I was running everything maxed out. I was running with what's it called? Ray path tracing. Path tracing, everything maxed, 80 FPS average. Let me copy and paste this. Does it have ultra wide support? Oh, I think it does actually. I vaguely remember seeing something about Pragmata ultra wide. I vaguely remember. Someone posted like their screen that had it on ultra wide. I can't find it. Twitter sucks at searching for anything. Just sucks. But today was really fun. I had a good time. Oh, the spring sale, guys. I'm pushing Monster Hunter propaganda. Monster Hunter World is $7.79. Monster Hunter Wilds is $38.49. I'm pushing the propaganda. Buy it right now. Buy it. It's really good. Wish you had a working PC. I'm sorry. You can get the first Resident Evil for under $5. You should go play the original Resident Evil 3 Nemesis instead of the remake because the remake is bad. It's not good. The original is good. I know. Give us, dude, if we had OG Monster Hunters on Steam, oh my God, I'd be playing GU right now. I'd be playing it right now. Resident Evil 3 Remake kind of gets rid of a lot of the original content from Nemesis. Yeah. I don't think I did, Zybatsu. I don't think I did. It is. Resident Evil 3 Remake is their only miss in many, many, many years. It has less zones. Yeah, it's not great. Put me on a retainer for Monster Hunter. It's definitely not bad. It's just missing a lot of content, and it hits me harder because Resident Evil 3 is my favorite Resident Evil growing up, and they don't have a lot of my favorite parts of the game in the game. This is unfortunate. Monster Hunter is very, very good. It's a very good franchise. Everyone should play it, get into it, become a super fan, go to Universal Studios Japan, and go to the Woodwood Cafe and kiss a Palico on the cheek. That's what I think. But I don't know why they left out so much content. It's very strange. Okay, can we watch the OG trailer? Oh my God. That's loud. I'm so sorry. Let's go. What are they? Oh, let me move over here. What am I doing? Nemesis was terrifying. The graphics hold up. It's looking pretty good. This is from 1999. Damn, this is intense, guys. This is intense. Damn. Oh, screenshots. Armor. Oh, baby. Jill looking good. Ew, tarantulas. Oh, man. This is my childhood right here. This is my childhood right here. Oh, there he is. He looks a lot less intimidating. Oh. I think I did a full circle. I sure did. He's really small, yeah. He's really short. Is there another Nemesis trailer? Final Fantasy Nemesis. What am I doing? Final Fantasy Nemesis. Nemesis trailer. Oh my god. Just whatever. They know what I mean. They know what I'm talking about. This was the update. This one has gameplay in it? No, it's pretty scary, actually. Oh, a little shoulder bash! They're like, guys, look at her shoulder bash. It's in your blood. Did this have 2 discs? Did it? Guys, we need to go back. We need to find a way to go back. We have to go back. It had 3? We gotta go back. We gotta go back in time. We gotta go back. We have to go back. Ooh. Oh, no, this is the intro. I remember the intro. I remember hearing the dun 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 dun. PlayStation commercial. Ooh, this is different. Hell yeah.
The most intense. The most horrifying. It's in your blood. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. The nightmare continues, only from Capcom.
Oh, blessed be the days. I got this for Christmas, 1999. Best gift ever I got from Grandma. The time, this was 12 years ago. The time era when Capcom knew what they were doing. Do you think Buck and Booze knows that they're flourishing right now? Should we leave him a comment? How they doing now? I'm gonna we'll see. Maybe he'll see it. This commercial used to scare the shit out of me. Eating pizza rolls back when back then when this spot was given TV. Miss my childhood. Oh, that one. This is sad, actually. This is kind of sad. Now we just have AI and billionaires going, guys, buy my AI or the stock market's gonna crash. Getting cooked? You know what? Let's read it. 7 years ago. 6 years ago. Oh, crap. Look. And now they are back on survival horror. Check out Resident Evil 2 Remake. Yup, played it. It's amazing. This is adorable. And then 6 months ago, Resident Evil 7 that brought Resident Evil back to its roots. It was awesome. Ha, no. I love how Capcom makes such a comeback. He actually responded back. 6 years ago. He played it and it was amazing. Shout out to that guy. Shout out to that guy. This is actually kind of sad because people are sharing like all of their happy memories of childhood, and it's not sad. No, it's happy. It's happy. It's happy. I was in middle school when this game came out. I was high off of playing Resident Evil 2 on the N64. I got a PlayStation for the Final Fantasy games. I wanted it so bad, but my parents kept saying no, oddly. Then I found out it was because they got it for me for Christmas. Okay, so there's a lot of us who were like 9 years old playing this game. I'm glad. I remember this commercial. I saw it on TV in the middle of the night when I was a kid. It scared me. Do anything to go back to these days. Okay, this is sad. Absolute gem. I was 14 and like a kid in the goddamn candy store when I first saw this back in the day. Thursday night SmackDown commercials were lit. I remember playing the clock tower part and thought that was the end. Oh. Oh. Memories like the corners of my mind. What a good time. That's nice. I don't think I have Clump. No, I don't think so. Honestly, I'm so down to watch old commercials. I'm so down. I'm actually so down to do that. We'll have an old person party day. You can join even if you weren't around then. We'll wear 90s clothes and watch 90s TV commercials. Video game TV commercials would be super fun. Or like toy commercials. Like I know you can look back at a time and go, "Oh man, that was like so cool." But genuinely, the 90s and 2000s I think were such a great time because you had access to emerging technology, but you also had all of the older stuff that kept things real nice. You know. Real nice. Yeah, 90s trailer day would be so good. We'll get snacks. We can drink again. Now we're old enough to drink. We're going to watch the things that we watched when we were younger but drunk. Exactly, Alpha. Perfect. Your Jinko jeans. Yup. We got it really was a good time. The beginning days of the internet, video games were like popping off like crazy. But you still, if you wanted to leave, if you left the house, people couldn't call you. You were gone. If you're not in the house, you have to be called on a house phone. You don't have a cell phone. You were gone. I liked that. I liked that. Guys, I'm going to go eat Taco Bell. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to go eat Taco Bell. I'm going to go eat Taco Bell. Yeah. But tomorrow is an exciting day. Everyone get excited. Replaced is coming out tomorrow. I'll put this in the background. Replaced is coming out tomorrow. Finally, it got delayed a lot. Don't worry, I have beans and potatoes. If you have vegetarian Taco Bell, it's actually pretty peak. I'm not gonna lie. I keep saying it's good. You don't have to deal with the weird meat. It's potatoes and beans. But this game was delayed a lot. Because of the war in the Ukraine, because they're a Ukrainian company. And as soon as I saw this game, I was like, God damn, this game is like pure freaking cinema, dude. This game is cinema. I'm stoked for this game. It's got a really dope pixel style and kind of like a cyberpunky world, and the combat is like Batman Arkham. Yep. I never had a pager. When I was out the house, I was out the house, unless you wanted me to call you on a payphone. Yeah, it's also $20, by the way. You can't buy it right now, but it is going to be $20 when it comes out tomorrow. 20 bucks. 20 bucks. Crazy, huh? Thank you guys for joining me for a yap session. This was a good one. This was a good, healing, cute, adorable yap session. I appreciate you. I'm going to send you over to Rin. Rin is talking about, I don't know what she's doing. She's talking about how she's jacked and gay. So, you know, that's good. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm done recording Pragmata gameplay for the Let's Play. I'm done. So tomorrow we're just streaming all day. Same with the 15th and the 16th. All day gaming. Good night, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. We're having a big, long day with Replaced. Long day, long day. Bye, everyone. Good night. I appreciate you. Look after yourself, please. I'm going to Japan on Friday. Oh, I got Pragmata Let's Play to edit. That's what I'm going to be doing tonight. Listen to it. Oh, so good.